So, hello everyone, welcome to. So, hello everyone, welcome to iCafe Attack, sponsored by NVIDIA, featuring Fortnite. I'm super excited already. So, this is Boom here, and my fellow caster Sanshu. I'll be casting with him. So, hey Sanshu, what's up?
I'm really, really good, yeah, and I'm really excited for this event. Especially, I'm getting to cast with the OGest of the OG of this community, the Boom himself. So it's going to be a great night. Plus, this is going to be a great event. Uh, NVIDIA का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इसके लिए. Finally, Fortnite को एक event आया and इस massive scale पे it's just ridiculous. I'm totally in love with this. I'm really excited. What do you think, Boom?
I don't hear Sanshu.
Oh, all right. My bad. All right, you should be able to hear me now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I was just saying it's a great honor to being able to be cast this event with you, and I'm really looking forward to it. All good now, right, Boom?
Yeah, yeah, all good. All good now. So, so how are you feeling about this tournament, Sanshu? We have never seen a ton
Mhm.
a tournament of this big scale before in India. So I've been in the scene for almost 5 years, ever since Fortnite came out in India. Ever since Fortnite released and us Indians started playing it, we have never seen such a big prize pool of rupees 1,50,000.
Yep. We have actually never seen that, and I'm really excited for this. This will give a lot of new opportunities for the people who are still trying to go competitive in Fortnite. So I think this is a really good starting point for them because I know there are not a lot of people left playing Fortnite in India at this moment competitively, but there are still some, and they are grinding day and night trying to make a name for themselves, and this is definitely a great way to do so because this is not just a competition between the players itself. We are going to be playing with the streamers, so that is going to be a great exposure for them. And yeah, the prize pool, let's talk about that. 1.5 lakhs, that's not a small
We have
amount by
never
any means.
seen such a big prize pool before. So as you all
True.
may know, like Fortnite recently released the no build mode. You're playing Fortnite but without the build. So this is what we have here today. We'll be playing in duos format with no builds allowed. And what are your thoughts on no build?
But Novid actually is a really good concept. I haven't played that mode that much yet, but I still think it's a really good concept because a lot of people you see coming to the Fortnite, right, who are
Mhm.
slowly shifting from other games, they're not really used to those mechanics because learning building in Fortnite is a really huge learning curve. And not a lot of people are going to commit to it, go to creative like we used to do and practice our 90s
Yeah.
and edits, triple edits all day, all night. So I think for new players, this is actually a really good thing. And especially for people who are just playing for fun, right? They don't want to try hard that much. They
Yeah.
just want to relax, play a couple of games with their friends, hang out. So I think that is a really good mode. And yeah, all the games are going to be in no build, so I'm really excited for them. Let's see how all the competitive players and the streamers are going to do in it.
Yeah, I'm totally agreeing with you. Like, as we can see, Fortnite was kind of on a downhill slope when it came to the player base, because we know like how complicated building and editing can be. And when new players got into the game, they were really discouraged by these veterans who never stopped playing, and they were totally getting demolished, destroyed by these players. So I think this was a new light, new hope for Fortnite to still sustain themselves and encourage new players to keep joining the game and playing the game, because it decreases the skill ceiling by a little bit, makes the game a little less complicated, but still as fun at the end of the day. So I'm really happy with this.
Yep, same here, same here. And I think we should be getting the lobbies ready in the background right now. So we still have a couple of minutes to kill. And let's talk about how Fortnite has, developed. It has grown from what it used to be from and to what it is now. And I think in middle it did go off on a wrong path, at least for me. I'm not talking about the general audience, they have their own opinions, of course.
Uh,
But I think now it's finally back on track, especially with the new things that they're adding, right? For the newcomers that are coming to Fortnite, to make it easy for them to get adjusted to this game. They have done a lot, and I think that is paying off because the game has started to get a little more attention recently. In past couple of months, I've been seeing it all over the Twitter, Instagram, and yeah. So it's a great move. What do you think about this, Boom?
I think it's amazing. It's also how Fortnite keeps collabing with these big companies, and they keep like even with Naruto recently and with Marvel, and this is such a big fandom, such a big player base, and people who like, even if they don't play Fortnite, they see there's a video game which has Naruto in it. Like, they maybe want to try it, and I think it's a great
Yep.
approach by Fortnite, inviting new players to the game. So talking about today's tournament, we have four games for today, guys, and we top 30 will be qualifying, and we have a point system which we will be showing to you guys soon. And I'm so excited and looking forward to this tournament. And meanwhile, we have this free time. I would also like to talk about NVIDIA. So our tournament, this tournament is hosted by sponsored by NVIDIA. So you guys must have seen this low latency option in your games, like NVIDIA low latency on plus boost mode on. So would you like to put some light to that, Sanshu?
Yeah, let's talk about NVIDIA Reflex. So it's a new thing, not really that new, but NVIDIA released this to make your games uh, play better. So you have better responsiveness and low latency, and all of that will contribute to the fact that you'll be able to see the enemies on your screen that much quicker. Will give you that much advantage in the game, right? And you'll be able to hit your shots faster. You'll feel no delay at all. Plus, also, as far as you know, there is also the visuals that you see on the screen, right? Your CPU and GPU coordinate better with this NVIDIA Reflex, which will give you an extra performance as well, extra boost in the FPS as well. And I think it's a great thing. Honestly, I wish NVIDIA Reflex was there back in the day when we used to play competitive. It would have
Yeah,
helped
it
so
recently
much,
came
right?
out. Yeah, but I've been using it ever since it came out, and you can actually feel the difference. Like, it's not much. They say it's in milliseconds, but in games like Fortnite and another competitive first-person shooter games, it's the matter of milliseconds that make the difference. Like, it can
True.
change the game. It's the deciding factor of either you kill your opponent or they kill you. So it's a great deal that Nvidia has this low latency thing that they have brought up for the players, the gamers, for the competitive edge that they're looking for over other players. And you'll only find this
Definitely.
in Nvidia so far.
Yep. So, yep, that's why that's a great choice. This is a great reason to go for NVIDIA GPU. That's what I'm using at the moment as well.
So
And yeah, so a lot of people are saying we should start. We will start very, very soon. Don't worry about it, guys. We are just setting up the lobby for you guys, and we should be
yeah,
starting any
your players
moment.
are just queuing up,
And
guys. Hold your horses.
yep,
Have some patience. It's really exciting games we are looking forward to as well.
true. Also, should we talk about the point system till then?
Yeah, sure. As far as I have seen the point system, this is very, very placement heavy. So the
True.
goal for the players, I think, in this tournament should be like going for those placements. Kills are rewarding, but I think you can only go as far as with the kills. Maybe you get 10 kills, 15 kills. Even that doesn't matter. The point system is very placement based. So I think the players should focus on their survival, avoiding other players and getting to that end game. That's where the real points start adding up and stacking up.
That is very true, and I have the point system open right in front of me. So let me tell you how the placement points are going to work. For top 25, you are going to start getting 2 or 1 points. That will keep changing, and you'll get to know them very very soon. You'll see them on screen, and when you start going towards the top five, you get 3 points, and if you are the winner of a game, you'll get 8 points, and all of these points will keep on stacking. So, like Boom said, you should definitely go for placement instead of kills because it's just 1 point per kill. Definitely not uh, elimination point heavy here. It's definitely go for those end games. And also, I'm really excited to see end games in no builds because I actually have no idea how it's going to be.
Yeah,
What
so
do you
far
think is
what
going
I
to
have
happen?
seen, like being very honest, I haven't played no builds much. I prefer it with the builds because I'm an old
Mm-hmm.
player playing since 2017. That's
Yep.
what I prefer. That's what I've trained for so many years and practice. But so far I've seen it's pretty interesting. People utilize the cars, the vehicles way more because it's a sort of protection for them. There were porta forts in the game that people use to build instant forts for their own protection, and it gets pretty fun. So I'm looking forward to these end games. It's more strategic than build mode because in builds you can instantly make a wall if you choose the wrong rotation. In this, you have to be more strategic. You have to plan ahead of time where you're going to be rotating from, so you don't take the fire. So yeah,
Plus, I think rotation is definitely going to be a key point here. But I think the another thing that really matters is well the items in your inventory, right? Because you cannot build a cover whenever you want, so you'll have to keep items that can give you cover whenever you want it, or maybe the rotation items that will get you out of a fight when you really have to rotate or whatever. And talking about the
okay.
game, we do have the first game here right in front of us.
So here we see Hypertrooper. He plays for GE. We can see he's landing at Rave Cave. So what I love about Rave Cave is there's plenty of resources. You can farm max metal here. There's all sort of resources. There's scrub barrels. So all the minis, shields, and everything that you get here, you get to keep it for yourself. You don't have to use any shields. There's plenty of resources, plenty of loot, plenty of shields. It's a really good drop spot, and I think they found it uncontested, which is really great for them.
True. And now we have Best Aim JD here, who are, and never mind, we switch to Tejas
Yes.
right here, who are on this side of a map. It is the snowy area, and you can see some shield barrels here as well. That is going to help them as well. So, yep, he's going for minis. He's going to give some minis to his partner as well. And as soon as they get up to 50, they're going to use those barrels to get 200. It really saves the big pot there for the end game or the mid game or whenever you'll take a fight.
They
Moving on
landed
to
at
Virus here.
Northwest at Lockjam. It's a from what I know, it's a very isolated area mostly. So they'll have if they have smart, good enough rotations and loot plan, they can gather up a lot of loot from there.
Yep, let's see how they are going to do. So far, they are not looking good on loot at all. They only have a pistol, and he has finally found a level shotgun that should help him. And
Yes,
I don't
talking to
see
NPC
anyone
given
around him.
3 Ds. This is a niche trick which most of you won't know, but there's a lot of NPCs in the game which you can talk to, and they'll give you free shields, free bandages, and free healing. So this is what you guys can see and follow up yourself. And here we have Corsi and the duo. They have landed at Flutterbarn, a small drop, but with plenty of loot available for them.
True. And I
I,
also really like these new things that Fortnite has added that will just shoot you up in the air, right? These remind me of those old things that used to be in the game that launched you as well. I forgot what it was called.
the are you talking about the what? But I wanted to talk about this new gun that we saw on the previous player. It's the explosive goo launcher. It was
Ah.
recently released in
Mhm.
this new patch. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not really sure what to say about it because Epic. What Fortnite does is like the game will be perfect. Like every gun is balanced, every gun seems good, and then there will be one weapon every time. That just makes no sense. And the Fortnite is like, yeah,
Which
here are
seems
close up,
somewhat out of
right?
place or broken. Yeah, and then you were talking about the shockwave
Exactly.
grenades. Here we see on
So,
KZ, we can see the explosive goo launcher actually.
yep.
He's shooting a
So
guy
this
midair,
gun.
trying to land some shots on him, misses all the shots.
Mhm.
Harsh is actually approaching him. This one going to be a close range fight. There's a shotgun duel, and he loses the
Yes.
50-50. Harsh
Yeah,
gets the kill.
that's definitely not good for that guy. And yeah, like you said, Hush did get the kill there. He is trying to heal, and his teammate, I believe, the guy who just died, his teammate is right there.
Harsh
Oh,
just
never mind.
chugging
It's the
some
teammate
grenades
of
here,
Harsh.
trying to buy some time.
Hmm.
Yes, that's his teammate, Hyper.
Got it.
And here we can see Fortnite has also brought back the very loud suppressed SMG, which we all used to like probably even use as assault rifles back in the day. So really excited to see the
Hmm.
gun back in the game with the new rifle along with it, which is the Hammer assault rifle. So
Yep.
Sanch, do you miss the old assault rifle, the OG basic assault rifle that we had, the Scar and
Yeah,
all
the
those
gold
rifles?
scar. Yeah, yeah. I actually do miss it a lot, especially if you remember the OGS scar and the sound it used to make. Uh, you know what I sometimes do? I sometimes go to YouTube just to search up those videos, right, and watch any of the old streamers play those games, and it's just so
Here we have
nostalgic.
some
I
action at the
truly love
Synapse
it.
station. So Gulambi Lover applying some pressure from height. He has height here. He's using the new explosive glue launcher,
Mhm.
and he's making his enemies run away. He's chasing them. He has applied so much pressure, so much damage dealt. Persian duo just
Yep.
backing off constantly at the Synapse station. Percy
The
just
fight is
using the
going pretty.
shockwave grenades to escape.
Yeah,
His
but
teammate
will he
got
be able
knocked
to escape
out.
in time though?
Yeah, he
Yep,
has
that is
escaped, but the thing
unfortunate
is,
for
will
him.
he be able to collect the reboot card?
Especially with the zone coming in, I don't think that is going to be possible here. We can see both of them taking the rifts, taking the doing the
Yeah.
smart move. They will be able to prevent the zone damage, and
Yes.
Coercy is in a bit of a trouble here.
He's being followed by a duo, as you can see on the mini map. And as we
Mm,
know, like this tournament that we have is all about placement rather than kills. So it's really
true.
sad that they got eliminated that early into the game.
Yep. I kind of had a feeling as soon as his teammate die, that Coercy will be followed by these guys because it's Fortnite after all, right?
Yes.
They won't be sitting still until they have killed the teammate, and that's exactly what happened. He wasn't able to make it into zone, yeah, despite them using the rifts. By the way, now they are taking zone damage, and they'll have to find a different way to rotate. By the way, so
True,
that was
true,
an
true.
interesting play.
They have launch pad here, which they will be using at Breezy Grove, which takes them slightly inside the zone, but not completely.
Yep,
He has some
the
whites
zone
with him.
still
He can use
seem.
the Med Mist for healing.
Yep, and it should be enough for them to get 200 back. And here we have Virus again. Who look at those weapons? These are not good weapons at all for the start game.
He has the Prime Shotgun, which is pretty strong close range, only comes with 4 bullets, but the
Hmm.
damage is heavy, but the rarity is pretty low on that.
Yep, and heavy. You can see here. Oh, there's a duo right next to them. I don't think if they've noticed
They
it
haven't
yet.
noticed it, I think.
Oh,
Okay,
there's
so
going
I
to be
think
an intense fight
yes,
coming
Virus
up
has
right here.
communicated to Rock and Roll about the enemies that he has spotted.
Hmm. Unfortunately, Rock and Roll does not have a lot of white health or the green health. He did try to use the campfire right there, but he couldn't use it long enough for him to get 100. And the bullets have been fired. Location has been revealed.
Shots
It's
exchange
going to be.
and instant Porto fort by in the Porto bunker from Rock and Roll, but not saving him, not in time. Virus is
Mhm.
being sneaky, hiding in a bush. Maybe he's just going to be waiting for the enemies to leave so he can collect his teammate's reboot card and bring him back into the game.
That's definitely going to be the smarter play here because that Porter bunker, if he would have used it a second or two earlier, he could have probably saved himself.
Yes.
And but unfortunately, he couldn't. Here we have another fight going on between Cream and
Into
Moda.
There's just holding inside a building. As you can see in the no build meta, there's in the no build mode, the meta is basically holding the buildings because that's what give you cover in this mode more than anything.
Yep. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? So, like I was talking about earlier, the items you would want to have in for the end game, right? In no build are definitely one of those porta bunkers or anything like shockwaves
Shield
or
bubbles, chrome
even the
splashes.
the chrome splash is actually pretty OP, I think, especially for the rotation in the end game is going to be pretty good.
Yes, yes. It's going to like you can avoid all sort of damage and attention for a few seconds with the grenade. It's really good to reposition yourself.
Definitely. And here we have FRS, who is already in zone with his teammate Pyro, going towards this building. I don't think this building has been looted yet, and they have been able to found. They just found a Gugan, I think that is right, or
Yes,
is that
and
a
with
shotgun?
along with four sheet bubbles, so this is amazing end game protection with them. I think
Yeah,
they're
definitely.
going for a placement oriented play style here.
hmm That's definitely smart. And look at the map at the moment. There are still two teams that are deep into the zone, and
Yes,
luckily one of them has already started rotating, but his teammate is still in cloudy. I don't know what they're
I
doing
see a
there at
team
the
in
moment.
Flutterban as well. They seem to be so far away, but since this is just the first zone that has closed in, the damage is not much. It is one damage per click, so
hmm
they will be fine,
But
I
the
think.
but the thing we have to notice here, boom, is there's only 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock for the next
Yes,
zone to start moving.
I think this is enough time. So there we could see a shield bubble being used on a vehicle. This is a pretty cool, nice way in this meta. Like people use this to rotate inside the zone. So shield bubbles can also be placed on vehicles and they travel along with the vehicle. So if you think you're taking too much fire, just throw a shield bubble on the vehicle and now you are protected by a defensive shield that will protect you from all the bullets and you can just rotate into next zone or anywhere that you want. I think
Yep,
it's
it's
nice.
definitely,
Smart.
especially in the no build, is going to be really crucial to have one of these in the end game. And as soon
True.
as Mad Game Tricks saw that there are two teams there already about to begin a fight, they quickly just 180 and got the hell out of there. They didn't want anything to do with that because I'm pretty sure they know it as well, right? The placements are the key here. You cannot go
Yes.
for any fights that you can potentially avoid.
There's two duos on the island. I think they'll be facing too much gunfire while rotating in the zone. It will not be easy for them
Hmm.
as they're like on
And
the edge of the zone.
look at his teammate. He's still in zone. I don't know why he went back. Wasn't he flying already?
Yes, maybe he was looking for some leftover loot, but I hope he's not that. He's not going to be too greedy that he loses his life in the zone.
Yeah,
You
hopefully.
see,
But
Chicken Nugget
here
with
we
the
have. Mhm.
legendary DMR, which is really good at long range if used properly. If you have the skill to use this, because this need with this gun, like, you have to lead the shots. So if you're good with this, you can get so much damage and
Yep,
easy
this
kills
is
at
one
long
thing,
range.
and I was never good at. Like snipers are my enemy, especially because I'm a controller player. I could never able to figure out like where to shoot and how to position. But we'll talk about that later. Here we have
Here
a
we have
fight going on
Akash
between.
and Gulambi to be seen again. They knocked out one of the players,
Mhm.
quickly looting up. We can see so many shield bubbles being used already here.
Yep, definitely. And I think Akash and Gulambi Lover, both of them are on a kill rampage at the moment.
Four
They're
kills
not
for the
really going
duo.
for placement. They are
They are
going for
getting
the kills. They see an
placement
enemy, they
plus
are
the kill.
going after them.
Yes. This is a very aggressive duo here, very confident, very
Mhm.
aggressive duo, and yes, they are capitalizing on the fact that they have good aim. As far as I've seen, they're landing their shots, they're getting the kills.
Yep, definitely great performance coming in by them. And let's talk about this Porter bunker for a second. I heard someone talk about this. They introduced Porter bunkers instead of Porter forts just because Porter forts were a bit too high and it revealed their
Yes,
position immediately as soon as they used it because it's
true.
3 stories high, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
on the other hand, it's only 2 stories high. Plus, it will give you enough cover, right?
Watching
So yeah, I
Karthik
think
here, he has
it's a
a
great
really
improvement.
amazing loadout. He has six shockwave grenades for endgame rotations, six splashes for the heals, and a full legendary loadout. And He's placed pretty nicely. He's very sneaky, hiding inside the bush right now. And on the other side, we see Yuki Aryan and Sid on Samba. They also have a decent loadout. They're pretty low on the heals. Just two chuck splashes on Aryan here.
Yep, that's definitely not enough. And talking about Goku, he only has one,
One.
and with still a gray weapon in his inventory, definitely not looking too good. But the good thing is he does has one of those. I'm guessing those. That's the shield, right?
True. That's the
Or is
shield
that the
bubble.
quota bunker?
That's
Yeah,
the
it's a
shield
shield bubble,
bubble.
right? Yep. So that is going to be really crucial for him, especially in the end game or the mid game. As soon as he gets into a fight, his teammate is already out,
Dead.
so
Yes. I think
he
Goku
is
will have to
definitely going
take
to
an
be placing
insane
points.
play. He needs a refresh. He needs mats. He needs shields. He needs healing, better guns. So he has to look for a really clean kill, and he has to loot up somebody. He has
Hmm.
literally nothing to work with. Not much to work with here. He's
He
still
does
hiding
see
under the
two
bunker.
players just jumping in front of him on the hill with
So
a
sneaky.
truck. Uh-huh. Or do you think he's going to
Not
connect
taking
the
the
shot?
shots here. Not taking the shots here. Oh, they explode the car, and the enemies land right into their bubble, just delivering them free kills.
That
This
was
was very
definitely a smart play
sneaky
coming in
of,
from them.
yes, hiding inside the bush and camping the car before it even gets inside the zone. Zone
Hmm.
camping, as we call it.
Surprisingly, we haven't seen any of the Chrome action so far. We haven't seen anyone use Chrome splashes.
Here we get to see the chili chuck splashes. So these splashes are like a basic healing, but they also give you the speed boost like the chili pepper.
Yep. It's the perfect fusion between both of them. And I think let's talk about the position of Lighter. I think they're currently on a really good position.
But they're not in
They,
the zone. They'll have to rotate. They have
yep,
the high ground. They have good vision. They're getting so many
true.
tags, so much damage. But yes, they will have to move inside the zone after this.
But they don't have to move too far as the zone is right in front of them. And they do have one of those shield bubbles as well. Plus, uh, what do you call this? The jumping thing that puts you in the air. I forgot its name.
Launchpad?
Launchpad, yes, thank you, Boom. Yeah, they do have a launchpad as well, so the rotation will not be an issue for them at all.
True. Here we can see the Chrome Splash actually. I'm really looking forward to players using this in the end game since this is a new um, item added into the game. We have 17 players left, a total of 10 duos here in the end game now. We're in our fourth zone. Here we go. We see the Chrome Splash being used for rotation.
Yep. And look at how sneaky he's being with it. He knows definitely how to use this to his advantage, hiding in a bush
Like a blob.
like a blob. Indeed. 34 seconds until the zone will start closing in.
Yes.
And I can see all of
I'm
them
so
are
surprised to
already in
see
zone
this.
except one.
You saw Rock and Roll on top of the tree, just chilling on top of the tree. Nobody sees him.
That's definitely a great position to hide in because no one's going to check on top of the trees. They might check the bushes, but they won't check the tree, right?
Shield
And they
bubble
won't
being
have to
used by
break it either
caretakers, they've
because
been
it's no build.
spotted. True, true, true. There's going to be so much action. From what I've noticed in nobles, is that you have to be so much more sneaky. You have to use
Hmm.
the your environment to hide the trees, a bush, anything that you can find.
Yep. And he misses the
Like misses the
sniper shot.
golden opportunity.
True. That too with a golden sniper. That just rip. Unfortunate for him. But they are still on the high ground trying to look below them to find any of the free kills. And here we have a shot
Was
coming
not.
in. What a beautiful shot by Lighter. He was able to eliminate one of the opponents and did take a little bit of damage. But I think it's
But a
definitely
clean
worth it,
headshot.
especially because of the loot.
Yes, clean kill for him. So far,
Look
I'm
at where
happy
Sid
for
is
all the players
hiding.
in this because we haven't seen any storm surge. It is so stressful for all the players. Here, Sugar is using the car shields in such a creative manner, covering both his back and front with the shields, using it as cover because he found nothing better to do the job.
Hmm. I mean, if it works, right?
Yes, it works. If it works, it
Especially in
works.
this no builds, you'll have to get as creative as possible. But he doesn't realize there is a guy rotating right behind him.
He's using launch pad. I think he killed the duo here. He has so many chuck cannons behind him which he can keep using to heal himself. And he gets a knock holding a player in the storm before he uses the launch pad. Ritik gets taken down. His duo rock and roll, trying to find cover in the long grass. Gets
Yep,
a
Ritik will
truck.
get eliminated here. And using a truck to rotate is, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, because you're so exposed, especially if you have a good aim. And here we have Karthik getting taken out by one of the open. That's just unfortunate. He just landed in their bubble and got shotgun in the face. Unfortunate stuff.
Yes. But talking about the truck, it has its pros and cons. Like a truck, you're slow, you'll get shot down. But a truck also has a lot of HP, so it can soak up so many more bullets if the enemy doesn't have a direct angle on you. So you can tank up that damage and it can take you to your destination before it explodes.
That is definitely true. And here we only have what, 3 teams left for the end game, and there's a guy riding right below here. He hasn't been
Wait, he
spotted yet.
doesn't notice
What just
him.
happened here? Oh my
50-50
lord!
shots. Sambar gets a very sneaky kill, just hiding behind under the bunker all this time. Gets a kill, but gets taken down by Clean at the same time. They're holding the high ground. Just 3 players left. It's a 2 versus 1 team and duo versus the guy who is low ground, lighter. Let's see how this goes. I think this game is
Yeah, I
pretty
don't
much
want to jinx
decided.
anyone, but I think we already know who's going to win here. The player who has the high ground in this situation will definitely win the fight, especially
Also
because
the
you cannot
zone.
build. Yeah, look at Tag Shot just doing so much damage to Light
Lighter
Tex.
gets Lighter gets taken down and Taxbot and Clean taking the first game, winning the first game. 12 kills for them, so that's just 12 points. So guys, we'll
Yeah,
be
straight
rolling
away
over to
plus
some
the.
ads now, and we'll
All
catch you
right.
after that.
Well, you just saw how good NVIDIA Reflex is right there. My guy just went from having the most worst FPS in the game to having the best FPS, and that is how much NVIDIA Reflex can help you as well. So I definitely recommend for you to try it, get an NVIDIA GPU. And yeah, so let's talk about the previous game, Boom. What do you think about it?
It was pretty exciting, like seeing nobles and how creative players are with using the environment to hide and to move into the next zones, and how Fortnite has added so many amazing gadgets for players to use. The shield bubble, the shockwave grenades, the porta bunkers, the vehicles, and it's really amazing to see this end game, how sneaky players are. It's more on the ambush now rather than, how people were like straight up building 90s, making towers. Okay, I'm gonna sit here, do what you want. It's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
and
Really good aiming as well.
there's a
by player.
Yep, definitely. And there's a hidden advantage in the no build, that because in the end games there are so many people alive, and though all of them are building their fortresses, 2-story building, a 3-story buildings, which will impact the FPS a lot. So the hidden advantage is, especially because there's no building, you are able to get high FPS in the end game, which I was just noticing as well. So I was pretty impressed right there. That's definitely a really good thing. And here we have
Okay.
the leaderboard right in front of us. Do you wanna look at them and read them out, Boom?
Sure. So we have I don't know how to pronounce his name. Flixie and Duo with 12 eliminations and top of the leaderboard with 67 points. And then we have Lighter and Wakesy. They got 6 kills with 55 points, and Volcanic. We didn't get to see much of Volcanic and Aryan, but they had one elimination.
Hmm.
But since they placed so well, they are top three along with the first two duos with 47 points.
Yep. And Aryan had more kills, or what was the name of that aggressive duo that was getting a lot of skill at the beginning?
Um, it seemed like it was Lighter and Duo as well. They were getting a lot of kills,
Hmm.
and yes, but as I can see, the duo that is on of the top is because they have 12 kills and they play so well as well.
Yeah, I don't think they did make it up to the top eight because they must have died pretty early. Anyways,
True.
yeah, looking at the leaderboard, you can definitely see elimination does not matter as much as the placement, and the proof is right here in front of you. Props
Someone
to
in
all
top
of these
three
top eight.
with 1 kill. Sorry to interrupt you
Yep,
there. Just wanted to
no, no, it's
point
fine.
this out.
So yeah, like you said, the top three duo is at 47 points with only 1 kill. That just shows you ki eliminations does not matter. So play for the end game, guys. That is my advice for you at the moment. And props to all of these top eight teams.
Yeah, shout out to all the players in top eight right now. Really good game played by you guys, and a very lovely watching experience for us so far. And I hope the audience is enjoying just as much.
Yep, I definitely am. And it's so good to see a Fortnite event happening in India, because I think the last one we got to witness was India versus Pakistan, right?
Yes, it
The
was also
Fortnite
so long ago. Yes,
Yep. So it is
and
really refreshing, and I truly do miss this game as much as people like to talk whatever. This game, it has a special place in my heart, and watching people play it, playing it myself, definitely brings so many so many old memories. Do you want to talk about one of those memories? Boom, if you have any special one of them.
you remember in Greasy Grove there used to be this dance that this song played, and you were forcefully made to dance.
Yep.
Where like with
Yep.
the burger and everything. So I remember when
Hmm.
Fortnite introduced this, and not many players liked it. So I was in a solo tournament at the time being, and I had to go inside the zone, and I was sitting in my box in my 1 by 1, and I was about to make an edit to leave for the zone. And as soon as I was about to make the edit, the dance started, and I started dancing, and the zone moved in, and there was nothing I could do. I was so frustrated, and it's these things like the game gets you so frustrated, but at the end of the day you still love the game for what it is and what it gives to you.
True. And adding on to that, there was another POV in which, in this POV, you had to dance like every couple of minutes whenever the music started. But in the another POV, as soon as you crouched, you turned into an item, right? And
Yes,
I
yes.
saw the FNCS happening during them. Okay, I saw all of the pros just going absolutely bonkers and just screaming at them on the screen like, why are they turning into an item in the end game? They cannot build, they can't do anything. I was watching. I don't really remember what his name was, but there was this creator, right, Fortnite player, and he literally went into the settings in the mid game while he's rotating to zone. He went to his settings, he unbinded that key, and he continued playing. He was like, I can't do this anymore. This is just
Especially
too
because
much.
Fortnite or Epic Games has a habit of making last minute changes. They're very fond of making last minute changes just before a major tournament, and then players have just a few hours to adjust to the new changes, new map changes, new mechanic changes. It's something we've seen with Fortnite and we have grown with, and we're so used to it. But yeah, we still love the game
True.
so much. It's this game, Fortnite, sadly didn't get much viewership or fame in India, but it holds a special place for those who did play it. And we all know how great of a game it has been, and how the peak that this game has reached, none of the games have in years and won't. I
True.
think so. None of the other games
Yep. It
will.
it built so
So
many
yes,
careers in
again, I
just
want
a
to thank
day.
NVIDIA for like hosting this tournament for us Indians, worth rupees 1,50,000, and I'm really thankful and thank you for this tournament again.
Yep. And we should be setting up with the second lobby with you for you guys very very soon. And till then, we can continue talking about the previous game. I was really surprised. I really thought we would get to see more of the what do you call it?
Splash. Chrome
Chrome splash.
Splash.
Sorry. Yeah, being used more, but I only saw one or two guys using it in the end game. I'm not really sure why. Maybe they're hard to get because they're a purple item. So
Yes,
maybe
that's
that was
one
the
thing.
reason.
And I believe the second
Hmm.
reason is it's still new in the game. Most of the players don't know how to use it. Just how smoke bombs or those smoke grenades came, and there was a clip from Mr. Savage who showed it to like climb up the hill, and then he finished the game and won that. That's when players got to know how good this grenade is, and maybe you're waiting on a pro player to show some crazy play with this splash, chrome splash, and that's when players will start using this as well. But so far, I do see a lot of potential in the new item. Given the rarity, it
Yep,
does serve its purpose.
true.
So, guys, the game
So
will be
maybe we can
starting in
see.
about 1 minute, I guess. So we
All
won't
right,
keep
that's
you
great.
waiting for long.
Yep. So I was talking. So maybe we can see a little more of those chrome splashes in this round. And yeah, talking about that guy who was using two of those shields, one in front and one in the back. That shields did not just help him, but those guys who ended up making toward on top of the hill, right?
Top of the
The
hill, they
guys who
used
won.
utilize the shields as well. Yes, I saw that.
Exactly.
It's
So yeah,
pretty
that was actually
interesting.
crazy to see as well. I'm not. I didn't see the end game like from his POV, so I'm not really sure what happened to him. But I don't think he should have rotated from that hill because that hill was such a precious point. Because the last team that was able to win this game, the last duo, was able to win specifically because they rotated towards this hill and stayed up there. That high ground gave them so much advantage. The opponent team, the second team, did try their best to come towards them, use launch pads and whatnot, but it did not help. Especially when you got those ARs and you're shooting down, and with those high
Right.
ground,
And
there's
we know
only so much you
Fortnite
can do,
is
right?
all about high ground. It always has been. When we had builds,
True.
who makes
True.
the faster 90s, who gets on top first wins the fight. So whoever has the hill has the high ground will always have the advantage.
That's definitely true. I'm sure you remember that first fight that ever happened between Ninja and
Tifu?
Tifu, right? Yep, yep, yep. So that entire exchange was really legendary, and you could see how much high ground matters in that fight because
Yes.
earlier it was Ninja, he pushed down, then Tifu went on top, and Tifu was able to capture that win only
Yes.
because of that high ground.
Which also gave Tifu so much popularity. He killed Ninja, who was known to be the best player at the time being, and Tifu was still a sort of underdog. He was gaining popularity, getting some traction, and that was like the final blow for him to
Yep.
kill Ninja and be the king.
I can sit here and talk about the nostalgic stuff all day about Fortnite. I have so many
Yes.
stories, so many things to talk about. But I'm not going to bore you guys with that. And we are going to move straight into the second game. Here we have Akash, who came third in the first round, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he's the one who came third. And they were the ones who were really aggressive in the first round as well. Remember? They were pushing
Yes.
so
True.
many people, had 4 kills. And let's see how they're going to do this time. We can see there are two duos landing right beside them.
Yes. And um, trying out near the Greasy. So in the new map, there's so many spots around Greasy Grove and the area. There's a lot of small drop spots and a lot of rotations that are possible. So I think all of these players. So these are the new chests in the game. You have to find a key for these chests, and it shows. Unlike these basic chests, it actually shows what's inside. So you'll only open a chest if you want to open it. If you want that particular item from the chest, you go ahead, you use the key, and you open the chest, and you get same item shown in the hologram.
Here we have GE Hyper with his teammate India Gamer. Yep, there. Just looting, getting as much shields as they can, and a very interesting POV right here, where the light speed and his duo landed.
Seems like they have this
I don't.
very isolated
Uh huh.
rotation path, and they just get scavenging the loot, as we call it, at the small spots, which eventually adds up to a lot of loot. rather than contesting a POI, which is safer if they don't want to die at the start of the game or contest a fight, push a fight unnecessarily. We see some action here at the what what would you call this place? He gets taken down by the boulder. What a sneaky move by the opponent. When he thought why is his opponent missing
Oh
all the
my!
shots, he was just breaking down the boulder with the gun, and that was such a creative kill. I'm so amazed by that.
What did we just witness? Oh my god!
We
This
did not see that
that
coming.
guy was playing chess while this guy was playing checkers. Like he was totally on a different level with those shots coming in. This guy's probably like, haha, you missed. And the other guy's
And
like,
he was,
haha, you
no,
thought.
I didn't miss. You thought. Yes, exactly.
That was absolutely crazy, yaar. As soon as I saw that rock just roll, I was like,
Yes.
there's no way he's going to die, right? There's no way he's going to be 100 damage, right? And he just dies straight
Okay,
up.
let's move on to this next fight now. We
Uh-huh.
have Corsi and Doof fighting here, just exchanging shots in the open. She's not using the cover of a tree. They just sprayed on the duo. They didn't have any cover, and through their superior aim and better positioning, they just get the kill. And Shiznaz just dips out immediately because they also get some shots fired at them by a third duo, third party.
And we have rock and roll here just on the edge of the map. There is a team right close to them, but I don't think they know it yet. Coming back to Corsi and his teammate Shiv's nuts. They are going to use a launch pad to potentially get away from those guys who are pressuring them. But little do they know they are landing right into the another team.
Duo Sleepy Sound, and as far as I know, Sleepy Sound is stacked with loot. And this duo,
Hmm.
Persian duo, should stay away from this duo from Sleepy Sound. They got the whole Sleepy Sound to themselves. That means they have really good. They could have really good guns and enough heals to like out sustain Corsian duo.
Yup, and I think we did see Querzi take some damage, but moving on, here we have Cap 100. Oh, Querzi is down and so is Shiv Nuts. That is really unfortunate. Moving on to Cap 10. His teammate is also down. I don't think he'll be able to take that card because look at those opponents. They're just waiting for his teammate to come pick his card up. They're just
Captain just
hogging
camping
around
the
there. Yep,
card of his teammate. He's just looking for the right
true.
opportunity. So, Shanshu, have you noticed some old players playing here? I've seen quite a few players, and I'm really happy to see them. These are recognizable names. They've been playing since
True.
2018-17 days, and it's nice to still see these players competing. What are your thoughts? How
Mm-hmm.
do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised and happy at the same time, to see them still grinding away, still trying their best. Names like GE Hyper and Quirksy, we have
Corsi,
known them for
yes,
so long, right? We have seen them
true.
play, we have seen them win tournaments, we have seen them post their winnings
We have
on
competed
Twitter.
against and with them in the tournaments back in the days. So
Mm,
it's nice to see them
definitely.
and
And we
these
have
new
another
young
fight
stars. Yes, yes, another fight
going
over
on
here.
here. Hmm.
Preneeth, the names these days are so not easy to pronounce. Holding the high
It's still
ground
better in Fortnite, I think. In Valorant, it's just absolutely crazy. There's some names I can't even begin
to start
to
with.
pronounce, and
Yes,
I
Lightspeed
think there's going
just
to.
camping out
Mhm.
this
I was actually
duo.
going
He's
to talk
just
about the fight. Yeah, go for it.
yes, sure. So just avoiding the players. He sees two players. He is alone here, so he obviously doesn't want to pick a fight against two players. So he's just using the third person view to his advantage and letting the players leave so he can start rotating as well.
True. Using your brains rather than your weapons is definitely the key in no build, especially. And here we have the team Prinity and his teammate just looting this area all alone, and they do have a way to rotate into the zone as well, so that's going to be really helpful for them. Uh, Another team right here, and there's a solo right close to them.
Mm-hmm. Here, the team gets taken down at Greasy. We see Light here again, 77 Light, taking down a duo here. This duo has been showing so much dominance and consistency so far going into the second game, showing absolutely no, showing absolute dominance and no fear.
Hmm.
Rock and Roll finding himself a legendary DMR. which is very dangerous if in the right hands.
Yup, and we did see a couple of people miss, crucial shots last game, but that headshot that we were able to see on that solo player in the Porta bunker, that was absolutely crazy. Here we have fake taxi 911 with this. Oh, that was not a player. Never mind.
We have Hyper here holding the high ground. Rave Cave, I absolutely love this drop spot. So I also play Fortnite occasionally, but yeah, whenever I play, I do drop at Rave Cave. You can, if you do remember this, there used to be ballers here. If you remember the baller meta, I
Mm,
think they still do have
yep,
ballers here, but they have a battery now and they don't have infinite fuel to like keep on going. So they eventually run out of power and then you can't use them anymore.
got it. And I was wrong. The fake taxi is a player, but
It's,
how was he able to? Was he hiding behind that car then? I'm really confused. What happened there? Because we saw two players right in front of him, right? And they
I think
weren't
we'd
shooting
have
at
to
him.
look at it again. We'll have to look at that POV again if it's possible. But yeah, I think he was just being very sneaky.
Mm. It was so sneaky that I got confused. I thought it was an NPC. Just that's why everyone is ignoring him. But anyway,
And
here we
I'm
have fake taxi and his teammate is alive, and I think they have decent loot, especially with that golden AR that is going to help them a lot in end game, especially if this guy is a controller player.
Mhm. So it was just an NPC under the player name for what I can tell.
Oh, got it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that was definitely very confusing.
So from what I've seen so far, I'm so impressed with the players performing who took part in this tournament because how we know like players these days are so trigger friendly. They see an enemy and they
Mhm.
start shooting. So you know what they say like you're a good player not only if you can shoot well, but also when you know when to not shoot. The trigger control is so important in certain situations.
Yep,
And
definitely. I 100% agree with that. And this is a concept that I didn't really understand back in the day because you didn't have to practice trigger control, right? Because if you shot at someone and if you regretted it immediately, just build a freaking tower, right? But in
yes,
this,
true.
it's very crucial to, know when to shoot and when to stay hidden because you cannot save yourself from any situations.
Yes.
And yeah, let's talk about a new weapon that Fortnite added. Uh, a new type of weapon that's called Evochrome. And what really happens with that weapon is the more you shoot it, the better rarity it gets. So, what do you have? What thoughts you have on that weapon?
It's pretty interesting. You can see this concept. So you mean like if you use this weapon, the more damage you deal, the better it gets over time. So you have to keep dealing
Hmm.
damage, right? So I think this is same
Yep.
as the game Apex Legends, where there's a few shields. The more damage you do, the better your protective gear gets. So this is a really cool concept, but this also encourages players to be more aggressive, and in a tournament as
True.
such, it doesn't this tournament not doesn't encourage you to be aggressive and rather than playing more for placements, but this is
Definitely.
like a good
But
brings a good balance to the game.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. But there is a way where you don't have to be that aggressive and you can still upgrade the weapon. You can just shoot the animals in the game, right? The wolves, the
Oh,
hens, and stuff like that. And you can just upgrade the weapon because it's all about the damage. It doesn't matter who
if
you are
it's player
shooting.
damage.
You,
Oh, okay,
yep.
I see. I think this
Yeah.
is
So if
pretty
you are
interesting from
smart about
Fortnite.
it, and if you have a lot of uh, ammo for
Bullets,
the AR or
yes.
the shotgun that you're using, you can definitely go for it. You're actually able to upgrade the weapon from a gray rarity to a mythic
Mhm.
rarity in the same game if you have enough ammo for it,
That's
just by shooting
amazing.
it.
So
Hmm.
far, I haven't seen that gun in anyone's hand in this tournament
Yeah,
so
me
far.
neither. What if it's for that added it but made it really weak? Even at mythic, it's just not worth it. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the damage stats on that. But coming to the game, we have fake taxi yet again. Just
chilling around the H building.
but there is another duo right here. I don't know if they know about it or not. A fight has broken between one side and before we could even start talking about it, I think it's already over.
Yes. So the fights are so quick. It's the player with the better aim or the one who first initiates the fight usually wins. And you can see that was a close fight. He survived on just 15 HP.
Hmm. I think the fights are able to end so quickly in this because while building is on, right? What happens is even if you are the one who took a lot of damage at the beginning of a fight, you can just build and start
Heal
healing and
up.
start, recovering. But in this, if you take a damage, your teammate will need to be there right beside you to help you out.
Oh, here we see the Chrome
So,
Splash. It's so interesting to see this new
mhm.
item. Virus's duo gets taken. Virus gets knocked out. His duo is reviving him. Meanwhile, another duo rotating using the Chrome Splashes. Here we have Ashray and Rudra just chilling at Chrome Crossroads. They changed the name from Coney. As far as this place, Coney is always so crowded. It's like at the center of the map and
Oh,
easily to rotate into the next zone wherever it forms. So it's nice that
yep.
they got a hold of that position.
Definitely, and I'm really glad that that guy didn't die to fall damage because as soon as I saw him bounce, I was like, no way, no way, we are going to see two tragic incidents in just one game.
We
But
see another
fortunately
mythic
for him,
item.
he did it.
Not mythic, the purple item, the rare item is like the grappling hook. It's just like your
Oh yeah,
grappling gloves that we used to have, the Spider-Man mythic gloves. And
yep,
it's also, it has 30 charges, so it's best saved for end game, free rotations. It's really good rotation item with
true.
him. Yeah.
But I do believe it keeps like exposes you a little too much, especially when you're like grappling away, rotating to zone. So you'll have to
Yes.
time your rotations perfectly when everyone is busy and no one's targeting you. And talking about fights, we do have near Oof and his teammate here having an AR fight, not
Mine
looking
is stuck
good.
on the low ground, taking some damage from the team inside the zone on the high ground. Not looking so good for them.
Definitely not. Here we have Silent who's rotating to zone, and there's just a random guy just rotated right in front of him. Did you see that?
Yes, yes, yes. Just two splashes left on Rudra. Still has two launch pads. Not bad.
Yeah, those launch pads and those shockwaves are going to be crucial, especially because his teammate is already out. So he'll have to play it smart. He'll have to utilize what he has in his inventory
Here
to
we have
its
Cream and
best
Taxbot.
usage.
The
Hmm.
winners from last game, if I'm not wrong. So we can see the duo that was at Sleepy Sound, the two purple icons, they're still in Sleepy. So they landed Sleepy, they got to loot the whole Sleepy and the zone forms on them. This is a really lucky game for them. I want to see how they proceed with the whole game, considering they must have ample resources, heals, guns, ammo, everything, and even the zone now.
Yep. And I also actually wanted to talk about something. Launch pads are much different than they used to be before. Unfortunately, Rudra getting eliminated here. His teammate was already down. He had so many rotation items, but that didn't help him. I think in this scenario, it's better to use them while you're still alive rather than to save them. Well, that's an
Yes,
interesting play coming
interesting.
in from FX.
It looks like a 1v1 build fight is about to start. Just place two Rams as such with really creative placement with the bunkers.
Uh-huh. But this open area right below the bunker is definitely not a good thing because a player can so easily
Yeah, it's still
sneak up
exposed.
right there and
True.
just go with like peekaboo.
And there's another duo just camping in the car. They only peek when they have to take a shot and they go back inside the car. And here we have, I think, fan favorite Hyper. I think
Trying to
most
take some
people know him
shots
now.
in the air but wasn't able to connect any of them. I
So
wonder if
this,
there's any area where you can get stuck because you can't build. Especially, you can jump and just go above, right? It just
yeah,
holds on and pulls yourself up.
I guess
But
you
I wonder
break
if
it.
there's still an area left.
I guess you. Oh no no no! I think Fortnite has really optimized. There was even when the no build first came out, you could still get to every single place by just running up the hill. There's no such place in the game, I think, which you can't access. The
Got it.
sprinting, vaulting feature also well optimized. Here we can see the explosive goo launcher in play. How troublesome and chaotic it can be for the team facing it.
Yep, definitely. And I'm really surprised to see the range on that thing. That thing can really go far away, and we can see it in. use. It's actually really powerful,
It's just a
doing a
chain
lot
of
of damage.
explosions. It's like Diwali.
Hmm.
Some, the laddies that come in Diwali. Hazar
It
ki ladi.
actually is.
It's like you're throwing hazar
Yep,
ki laddies and then just exploding it on the enemies.
yep. Only difference is people don't run away when they hear it; they die.
Yes, imagine that happen. Yes, that's why it doesn't happen in real life.
Yep, yep, yep. Thank God. As soon as I
Thank God.
said that last line, I was like, okay.
Oh no. Let's
Maybe should
not.
not have said that.
Yes, let's not go towards that side of the
Yep, yep,
conversation.
yep. And here we have, oh, another player just died. We can see XG teens getting eliminated. And I think Virus is going to get
Hyper.
eliminated too.
As I see Hyper and Duo being so aggressive, and Hyper not missing a single shot, just spamming his gun on the anyone he sees and getting those kills. They truly know how to utilize this new explosive goo launcher. They're putting it to best use. Exchange some ammo. The hammer assault rifle. I personally love this assault rifle. It has a slow fire rate, but it can be pretty accurate if you tap fire, and it has really decent damage, and the damage drop off is not that bad. This
Akash
guy has
here in
Akash
a
collection
fight.
of purple weapons. 4 purple weapons on him.
But that won't be
No heals.
enough to save him. He is already down and his teammate is running away,
Mhm.
trying to save himself.
Yes.
Akash does get
Goo. The
eliminated here.
whole
And look at
car
that!
gets covered in goo. Explosive goo gets taken down.
Yikes.
This is like anti-car or something. You just put some of it on the car, you shoot it down, and the whole car gets taken down. It's really effective against vehicles.
It definitely is. And that shotgun that we just saw being used there, by the way, it's the Prime shotgun. It's the new shotgun with a very interesting and different crosshair that we have never seen before in Fortnite.
Yes.
It has a
Usually
really
have the basic
widespread.
crosshair.
Hmm. The only advantage I can think with a shotgun is the collide damage. Apart from it, I'm not really sure if there's any real use case.
Hmm. Yes.
Anyways, there is
So
another fight.
there's
Hmm.
so
Go
many.
for it.
There's still 7 people alive in this zone. The zone is pretty small, not much cover left. There's Harsh and Duo on the very high ground. There's a Duo on their left, which is using the bush using the goo, explosive goo launcher. And there's a fight inside the bush. The enemy gets taken down right away by Mohawk and KZ, the duo.
Look at
Bush
how
is the
crazy
best
this
cover
is.
so late into the
It
game.
It really is, and there's a card that came out of nowhere, really surprised Malhotra and me too.
It stars in
Malhotra
the
started
Wonder
shooting
car.
at it.
Doesn't need a driver.
True, true, true.
Hyper,
And we have
Hyper Duo
Hyper
doing
here.
so well. He still has 6
Oh,
minis, the
the
grappling hook, and the shockwave grenades for the end game rotation. It's really good loadout on him. I think Hyper can close this game if they play this smart enough. They have the lead, they have the advantage. He shockwaves himself back accidentally. He tries to like shockwave the enemies out of their bunker. And now he has
oh
put
no,
himself
I
in a
think
really
this is
bad
it.
spot.
Yup, he
This
definitely
just
has,
a
and the teammate was
misplay by
already dead.
him, shockwaving himself back into a bad position. And KZ and
Hmm.
Mohawk Malhotra closing the game here with 11 kills. It's amazing.
Unfortunate stuff right there. And what a great play coming in again from the first place right there. And this is another example, right? You don't have to be aggressive because we didn't saw the first team that just won the round, the second round, being that aggressive. They just played for the end game. And I'm pretty sure when we are going to look at the leaderboards really soon, they're going to place very high. And boom, is this the time to go for another ad?
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Why not?
That, ladies
So
and gentlemen, was a small trailer of how powerful NVIDIA Reflex really is. What it does is gives you low latency and smoothest performance you can get. And how, if you're wondering, that happens is it enhances actually the communication between the GPU and the CPU, making it really powerful, and the game just works like butter, smooth as butter.
looking at that
So
advertisement, like I recently bought a new GPU and it makes me want to buy a new NVIDIA GPU again. It's like the performance
same.
increase and everything. It's so smooth. It's so nice.
Especially
Yes,
with the
and
4080s out, right? It 40 series looks so
4000
so
series is
amazing.
amazing. Yes, yes. So if you guys are not aware, if you guys are playing the current games that are in meta like Valo, Fortnite, and all these games, if you go to the settings, there is this option to turn on NVIDIA low latency option, low reflexes. I think it's low latency. If you turn it on, this is only provided by NVIDIA, and these games are collaborating with NVIDIA to bring this feature to you guys. And you can turn it on. It will make you feel less input lag, less delay, smoother gameplay, faster response time, and you'll get that peakers advantage that you've been looking for. You get that faster reaction times.
Yep, all of that's good things that you would definitely want to have for that extra advantage, because every single second counts in a FPS game, in a battle royale, and you would
Mhm.
want that extra second uh, you can get, to see the enemies faster, to shoot your gun faster, to give you that edge. So yeah, so NVIDIA Reflex is definitely great. Again, thanks, huge thanks to them for making this entire event happen. And moving on, should we go over and look at the leaderboards?
Yeah, sure. I'm excited to see who the new players are in the top
Same.
eight. I believe we still have some time for the leaderboard. So talking about the last game, I was so rooting for Hyper there because they had great kills. They showed great confidence throughout the game. They had rotations and everything. And then Hyper went for this play. He shockwave himself, and then he was going to throw a shockwave at the enemy so he can throw them in the zone. But he accidentally shockwaved himself, and he literally like put himself in a bad place there. And like I really thought he could close the game there. So really unfortunate for him.
Yep, definitely very unfortunate. But I do have to give credit where credit is due to that guy who made two porta forts, or actually porta bunker, right next to each other, making an
Right.
entire base for
Yeah,
himself, right?
yes.
That is, yep.
Pretty clean.
That
Like
is actually very
one v
smart.
one creative build fights, ramps for those.
Yep. Yep. Oh, both of those guys go in a different direction. It reminded me of that a lot. And also, we got to see a lot of the explosive goo gun uh, in this game. And I have to say, I'm definitely not a big fan, especially of the name. They could have done better with the name at least, yeah.
Explosive goo launcher. I mean, it's pretty powerful. Like the players who know how to use this, they're causing so much disruption, chaos, discord throughout the fights. And yeah, this gun truly in the right hands, it's so strong and powerful. I'd like to see more teams using this. Like you see a vehicle, you just and it has such long range considering how it just
True.
throws explosive goo, which causes explosion in such a large radius. So I think needs some nerf. What do you think about it?
Uh, I think it definitely does need enough. I think it's a weird combination between an AR and a C4, because C4, if you remember, used to stick on stuff as well. And because once it's stuck on you, you cannot take it off. It will explode and kill you, right?
Yes.
So, especially, yeah, let's
We
just
have the
talk about the
leaderboards.
leaderboards. Yeah,
So as
let's go for it.
expected, yeah, we have that's Ethereum playing with Hyper. So we have Ethereum and
Oh,
Hypertropher as the fan favorites, and personally I'm rooting for these guys as well. So because I know them, they have 9 kills in total, and they're placed first right now with 86 points.
yeah, props
And
to them for this. And coming in second is Ken with the Ritik 3N with 4 eliminations and 76 points. That is quite huge. And there's only a 10 points difference that can be covered very easily in the next two games. Potentially, maybe we can see them in top number one, or like maybe maintaining their own spot.
the duo that was first is dropped down to fifth, and it's nice to see Mohawk and duo in top eight now. They played really amazing last game. We have Akarsh and Rehan as well. with 12 kills and 68 points. So these scores look so incredibly close. We really can't say like one team has
Hmm.
like the definite lead. Every team is so close. Like one bad game for any of the teams here, and they'll drop down or out of top eight. And we are already done with half the games here. Two more games to go for today. We're done with two games.
True. So it's going to be very interesting if to see if these top eight teams, duos, will be able to hold their spot, or will they get replaced by someone else in the next two games. That is, definitely going to be interesting to see. Also, another thing I've noticed it again, we haven't. Oh, never mind. Akash is right there. He's playing with Ihan, because I was going to say ki we have seen them being aggressive. They were aggressive in the first game. They were aggressive in the second game, and they have been able to come into the top eight. So props to them.
It
And
reflects in their
yeah,
elimination as well. 12 kills, highest
yeah,
on the
12
leaderboard here.
eliminations. That's actually
Yeah.
crazy.
So I would like
I
to
mean,
ask our
uh-huh.
audience here, like, so who do you think is going to take first place on day one here? Who are you guys rooting for? Who are you supporting here? Can we have some spam in the chat or some names that you're supporting?
Yep. Do you know who I'm supporting? I'm supporting Boom.
Daily, yeah,
Yep.
but you won't see me in the top eight. I'm kind of at the very bottom. I've been dying off spawn every game.
Don't worry, yaar. I'm right there with you.
Yes, well, we are
I'm
playing
right there
duos
with
as
you,
well.
buddy.
Yes,
Yep.
and yet another
Nee,
fun,
I
interesting game.
was I was actually thinking about playing the tournament before I got the opportunity to cast it, because I've been waiting for something like this for so long. So yeah, I would have been interested in playing this event definitely if I wasn't on the other side of the mic casting this with you, of course.
Yes, now that I've seen it too, like, yeah, I could be playing this too. Like, it looks really fun to play as well. It doesn't seem all that sweaty. Like, for my
Yep.
last elaborate memory of being sweaty was the FNCS trios finals that we played in. I remember how stressful it used to be, but looking at this, doesn't look like I have to sit all day with my teammate and then I have to talk about comms and looting paths. And this seems more chill and more appealing to the casual audience. And I think anyone can take part in this. And if they're smart enough, it requires brain to do these smart rotates. They can place well in this as well.
Yep. Definitely. It all comes down to, your past experience, your skills, and your experience, especially when going for that rotates, because every time you go into a zone, you have multiple options. Are you going to stick to the edge of the zone? Are you going to go into the middle and, rotate early? And there are so many decisions to make, but a good IGL will always know what to do, looking at the map, looking at the loot they have, looking at so many different variables and making their play.
So, Sanshu, have you
So
played Fortnite competitively
I
or the
used
tournaments?
to at some point back. I don't remember if actually I think you might remember, because you used to be in that team. There used to be a team called Claw, right?
I was
And
never in
before that
Claw.
there was Sage. Were
I
you in
have
Sage
heard of
then?
these. No, I was not in Sage either. I know Hayden from
Uh,
that team.
yeah. So wait, it must be some other team then. But when I used to be in those teams, I did play competitively, and
Okay.
Hayden was the one who coached me a lot.
So
And the first tournament that I was ever able to get like good placement in, it had all the OGs in that game. There was Mad Clown, and there was Exceler. It was there was you as well, Hayden, and there were so many other players, that unfortunately have stopped playing.
just
So yep,
living the nostalgia here while casting this tournament. So yeah, those who don't know what IGL is, it stands for in-game leader. It means the person who will be doing all the shot calling for the team. He's going to decide when are you going to go inside the zone, which guns to pick, which loot to use, who to shoot, who not to shoot. Literally every decision is made by the IGL. So were you the
yep.
IGL or were you
I
the
actually was. I did used to be the IGL, because I was older than my teammates most of the time,
they're more
and
cracked at the game?
my mechanics were never, compared to my teammates close to them. They used to be able, especially I was on controller, right? So all the only thing I had was aim and brains. That's it.
Okay, that's good. I
Okay.
was an IGL
My
as well, and I can say the same. I had the brains and the aim. I was known for my aim, as you might have known. So that's the same
yep.
job. So we're pretty similar in that IGL duo casting here, with the same strengths that they
True.
play on.
Definitely. And I've seen a lot of IGLs are the ones who, moved on from the game, became the coaches, the casters, and so many other stuff, right? Because, I mean, if you think about it, we look at the game from a different perspective than a guy who is playing the support. By the way, again, let me explain what a support is. If there's a guy playing an IGL, the other guy will be playing the support, following the lead, following the call, and, uh, helping him out in all the situations and supporting him. So,
Yes.
every time I've seen a sporter play with an IGL, he is always aggressive. He doesn't really think about what is right or what is wrong. He sees a player, he shoots,
No trigger control.
right?
Fight, fight. He's the aggressor. Like, that's why there has to be an IGL to keep everything in check and place. Keep them in check
Definitely.
because these players are really hot blooded. So talking about how these IGLs moved on to coaching, you're sort of right with that because I did move to coaching for a while. I was just coaching my friends privately, but that's sort of true. That's what most of the players did, and it's nice to see how so many people from our
Definitely.
community, like one such player would be Whitebird, was coaching in the Middle East community, even the pro players. You must have known of
Yep.
Suriano and Snow and all these players. He was coaching them.
Yep, I definitely remember him. And let's move on. Talk about, I saw an Instagram reel recently by Fortnite, and it's about like a home makeover, but the player is in Fortnite and giving his house a
Mhm.
makeover, and he's just using chrome splashes everywhere, right? Making
Chrome
his
House.
entire home chrome. Right, and it was really, really interesting. A very unique ad, definitely by Fortnite. And as soon as I saw, I was like, "Yeah, that someone creative is definitely working at Fortnite." Because if you remember the old ads, it used to be just so plain and simple, right?
Yes.
Player shooting, player building. That's it. That's the entire ad.
I
But now
really
they're
like the
definitely
new
using.
recent editions in Fortnite talking about that with the Goku patch that they had, the Kamehameha and the Nimbus Cloud. Did you get to play during that patch?
Unfortunately, I didn't, but I saw a lot of videos, and yeah, it was actually pretty crazy.
Yes, how they're like even with the anime world, Fortnite is collaborating now, and I played in that patch, and let me tell you, this is the most fun I've had in Fortnite in a very long time. Use the cloud, you go up high in the air, you just kamehameha, and this thing is just as OP as in the anime. You literally destroy everything in
Damn.
your vision. It's like literally broken. It was broken in the game. It wasn't supposed to be in the game, but they added it for the sake of it. And yeah, it was really fun enjoying something so broken and just absolutely demolishing everything in your sights.
Yep.
I
And
think we're
I don't know if
going
you
to go
know
into a
this.
game soon.
Oh, that's great. But let
Yes.
me talk about the new skin that's coming very, very soon. I don't know if you know this, but Cypher PK is getting his own skin.
No
Have you seen the
way.
leaks?
Is it as ripped as the current Cypher PK though?
Yes, and there is a variation I saw where he's just, full like in God mode, and like there's
No
like
way, bro.
claw marks here, and like so it's this entire skin can get turned blue also. So it's actually crazy, and I'm actually looking forward to it. The skin looked really, really good, and Cypher PK talking about it himself, he sounded really excited as well.
I would
So I'm
prefer
really
the
interested to
old
see how
Cypher
that.
PK skin, the chonker, the more buffed Cypher PK. But yeah, I like his
Yeah,
transformation so far. It's going to make these young players act up or something, as far
it's
as I
truly
know.
inspiring. Yep,
Yes.
true,
So
and I think
anytime
this.
now, we'll be
Yep,
going into
I
a
was
game.
actually waiting for the game as well. I was just waiting. Here comes the transition, and we go into the game.
Yes.
Or maybe it will take a second more. Let's keep talking about the game then, right?
Yes.
At the last game, we did get to see a little more use of the Chuck splashes, and here we are.
Mm.
The game has started. Um,
So here we
Cream
can
here.
see Cream and Taxbot. Really looking forward to spectate these guys more. I want to really. I've seen them get into end game almost like the first game they won and the second game they got into the end game. I would really like to see their rotations there. These two seem to be really smart players and they're playing so well so far. There's two other duos gliding along with them, going towards the south side towards the desert. Let's see where they will be landing.
It's definitely going to be really interesting, and a lot of people are going towards this side of the map. Look at that mini map. So many players just landing around here. Chicken Nugget and his teammate KFC. Oh, by the way, a nice name, yeah, nice name
Nice,
combination. Chicken
nice
Nuggets and
duo.
KFCs.
Couple goals
A
for
great
duos,
duo.
huh? KFC and I'm the chicken nugget, your
Definitely.
KFC, KFC to your chicken nugget, something of that sort. You can
Yep.
see
And
two
look at how
duos
many
going at
people are
Chonker
going to.
Speedway. So this map is so equally distributed. I can see the players have
Mhm.
studied each other, and you don't see like a high concentration of players at one place and very few players. It's so evenly distributed all across the map.
True. And it's actually a really good thing because if you see a lot of players gathered at one spot, it's definitely going to be total chaos, and a lot of players are not going to survive through it. Here we have a fight breaking it, the first fight of this third game in Tilted Towers.
Tilted Towers, it is the uh, POV
The,
of what do you call this? The POI of
the
POIs.
tryharders.
The most
The,
sweaty, most iconic place of Fortnite. It's Tilted Towers, and
yeah,
nothing will ever take its place. They have brought back the original Tilted Towers for everyone to enjoy again.
definitely. And I do like how Fortnite did start to listen to community a little, especially when they added Tilted Towers and so many other areas, and removed the
Oh, here
powerful
we have
things
a
that the
fight. Here we
players
have a
didn't want.
fight. Cream has the Ranger shotgun, which is some sort of a sniper shotgun. It has a really long range and really a good accuracy at long range and less. And they just easily clean up this duo. Cream and the duo
Yeah,
yet again showing dominance. Just
true.
getting 2 more points here.
Invincible Bleep, I believe his name was, and his duo, both of them are already out. This is why you should not contest spots at the beginning of the game. There's just no point because you can't build to protect yourself
Horizon
if you
running
don't
for
have
his
good
life here.
weapons,
His duo got
and both
taken
of
down
them are
with
just hunting
Cypher.
him down.
He has a shockwave grenade for the last. Oh, another player spots him. This is such awkward. Like stay hurt here. They didn't really expect someone to be swimming in the
Oh,
water at the edge of the
hmm,
map, and he didn't even realize that there was an enemy for so long. And then when he got shot down, that's when he started shooting back. And just a free kill delivered to
true.
Sehaj and Otorbas. Yeah, they did
Sehaj
it.
was actually pretty close to dying, so good efforts by the opponent right there, but unfortunately he did get taken down. These guys seem to be rotating towards the zone already, but unfortunately they are being shot. That too from so far away.
They have
Rockets
to get
coming
away.
in. Yeah, they definitely do. In
Exist
this
continuously.
situation,
Yes.
in normal game mode, you would just pull your build out
They
and just start spamming,
spamming
right?
walls. They spam the walls. Yeah. Here we can see how Exist has improvised. He's spam changing the seats to like confuse
Hmm.
the enemies and make them aim at the wrong place. And his duo has driven them away to safety now. It was a
Yep,
close
thank
call
God
for
they
the duo.
survived because yep, definitely a very close call for them. And we can see that OP weapon in their inventory at the moment, the Ku gun.
The
Let's see how
launch
they're going to
explosive
use that
launcher.
later on.
Yes. I also noticed they made the rarity of the launch pads more common. They used to be purple and now they're blue, and you can stack up to two of them.
Yep. Uh, Here we have Shinobi reviving his teammate. Looks like they just had a very interesting fight. But little do they know there is a duo very close to them.
Yeah, this is the duo that
And
knocked his teammate, and they didn't really go for the finish. They just left.
oh, interesting. Always get your finishes, people. You never
Yes.
know when they'll get revived and come back
For
to avenge the
to
death.
yes.
Oh, what? Oh, luckily he did find a medkit right there, but I don't think he's going to live long
And
enough
he
to
gets
use it, and
taken
that's exactly
down.
what happened.
The aggressors were really aggressive here. Yasser and Manex just completely pushing him, knowing that he's alone, and they capitalize on the fact that he's just a solo and just pushed him so aggressively and got the kill, chasing him down to his death.
Yep, another player being taken down here. Pyro and FRS are definitely doing a good job staying alive and, you know, picking their battles. Litex here just making sure to. Oh, that's actually good coordination by both of them. They were able to kill a player and knock him out, and it's
Absolutely
a 2v1
lasered.
now. Yep, streamer Bhaiya
But
has to
yeah,
be very careful now. because he cannot take a 2-on-1 fight by any means.
He is
But
trying to trade shots. He's trying his best, but there is no real way for him to escape. He's just running away, and he's getting chased down,
true.
trading shots. And I think this is the end for him. It's really close. And he gets taken
Yeah,
down, not able to trade with two players at once, really at a disadvantage, losing his duo right at the start of the fight. And like
this
it's the
just
same
shows you.
duos from top eight,
Mhm.
showing this consistency and aggression and such good coordination.
And that's what you need to be in top 8. Consistency is the key. It has always been from the beginning. If you remember all the YouTube videos we used to see how to place in top, right? The first thing they always said, consistency is the key.
Yes, as they say, and really goes on to show the consistent duos doing so much better than those duo who like pop off for maybe a game or two, but the duo that
Hmm,
plays like maybe if you win a game or two, but if there's a duo that came top three every single game, they will have more points than you, especially with the current point system that we have for the iCafe attack tournament here.
definitely. And two players flying right on top of them. W Keys is trying his best to do some damage to them, but I don't think he is able to connect any shots so far. Still trying his best. He was able to hit one shot, but that
Didn't
is
register,
about
I
it.
think. Oh, this is so sneaky, hiding in the rooftop of this house.
Hmm. Plus, it also has a really good window that gives you a clear view. And he just stole a kill on Yes
That is
Sir.
so sneaky and so clever of him. Just Cream and Duo must be so mad, doing all the damage, doing all the work, and then just one bullet from QC2K here, and he just steals the kill. And the whole duo gets taken down. They explode the car, and here we have the duo from
Wow.
top 8 getting eliminated so early into the game.
That is just unfortunate. I don't think Kareem, by any means, or his teammates saw this coming. Saw those bullets coming from the
Now
house.
Yasir and Duo in trouble as well.
Mhm.
Yasir already
Yasser is actually
eliminated.
already eliminated. He was the one who got lasered, and the kill was stolen by those guys in the house.
So sneaky, so smart.
Yep, Manex is trying to run away, going towards the top to get a boost so he can fly away. Gulami Lover, meanwhile, here trying to trade some shots with chicken nuggets and KFC.
Throwing some syrup at them, throwing some ketchup for the chicken nuggets there with the ketchup launcher. There you go, eat that.
Yep.
And gets taken down. Yet another duo which is using this explosive goo launchers so nicely, just
Mhm.
spraying the enemies with the explosive goo, then exploding them.
Oh, I did not even hear him come. That was very well played by him, but I don't think it would be enough for him to survive because the enemies were already so close.
Yes. Just staring
Otter
at
Bus
the.
here. Hiding, wait, is he hiding in a porta potty? I
Yes,
think that's what it's
yes,
called, right?
yes, yes. You're just hiding there. But the thing is,
Yep.
it will keep making some noise, telling other players around. There's a player hiding in there.
Mhm. A revive coming in by Manex for Yes Sir. Well, that's
Yes,
really
sir.
nice,
Yes,
especially looking
sir.
at the loot that Manex has. Two golden items with six shields, six minis,
6 minis and
and
a
a
grappling
goo
hook.
gun.
No, that's a grappling
Oh,
hook.
that's a grappling hook. My bad, my bad. Yep.
Just like the
That's definitely going to
Spider-Man
be
metal
really.
gloves.
Hmm. Yeah, he's all set for end game, and if he plays his cards
What's
right,
a duo
he
behind
might be
him?
able to steal.
I think he's going to try and stop the rotation here. He's so aggressive. He's going to the rooftop and he will be spraying down the car. Little does he know that Sugar already got off the car, and he's taking his own transportation to the zone, which is a boat. Really smart of Cap and Sugar to like split and take two different vehicles. And
Hmm.
Manex being
Definitely.
so aggressive here, just chasing them and stopping the rotation at all costs, going for the kills. They think they need the elimination to cover up the lost points from the first two games.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe he's just trying to get one player knocked so his teammate can get his loot because he just got revived. Remember?
Yes, what a laser by the duo. Sugar going down to just 50 HP and gets knocked out. So much
Damn.
aggression from the duo. Manex not pushing for the
Yep.
finish. Captain is there. Will he try to like? save his teammate here. And I think Manex knows where Captain is. He has a hint that
Yeah,
there's a player below him.
true. And Manex just needs to hold this area for a little longer so that his teammate can get the loot of his that opponent.
And they're
Captain, I think
just
he's hiding in the basement.
destroying the whole house
He's
with the explosive goo launcher. There's nothing else to hide into. His duo destroyed the whole house, and Manex just goes for the kill. Really good tracking
This
there,
is
not
too
missing any
overpowered.
shots.
Yep, I was actually going to ask this question, ki what do you think is the most overpowered weapon in this entire game, in this entire season? But I think we already know the answer
We
to
have
that.
that answer now. Yes. I think we all know the answer. It's too obvious to be said now. You didn't know there's a duo in the bush?
I was just going to say the same
Yeah.
thing. Did they get spotted?
Yes, like, he Manix gets lasered down from
Oh
a
my!
very sneaky duo inside the bush. Yes, it gets taken down. So this is why you don't cause so much noise around. You get spotted, you get camped in the bushes, you are being held. This
Yep.
is a
Also,
very smart duo. This using the bush to their
true.
advantage, holding the zone.
So we have seen so far the only two things that you need is the high ground and a bush to survive mid and start game, or the end game. That's all you need. If you are hidden in a bush and you're being sneaky enough for your weapon isn't pointing out of the bush so players can notice, you
Yes.
will be able to win that fight because you will be able to get that first shot in. That is going to be crucial.
Bush has always been like such a fundamental part of Fortnite. Even like the very OG days, we had the small bushes and used to hide in that. Now they have this bushes, and it's still in the meta to hide in the bush. And I think if
Hmm.
bush were an item, it would definitely be golden with how good it is for camouflaging in the environment and then shooting enemies, but they can't see you back. I mean, they can't see you, but you can see them.
Yep. If you think about it, it's really interesting to see how people have started treating bushes versus how they used to treat it before. Players who used to hide in bush, they were looked down upon.
They're
But
called
now that's the
noobs.
meta. That's yeah, they were called noobs. But now that's the meta. That's the only thing you can do in no build.
And now we're calling them smart players because they are using their environment to their advantage properly.
True, true, true.
If we have
Here we
Demon,
have
he's playing
Demon.
solo.
Hmm.
He lost his duo. They have 2 kills in total. He's just wrapping around the temple here.
Yep, and this is definitely not a good spot place to be
He
because look
gets
at how
spotted.
crowded this entire area is.
It's like all the duos have gathered up here, all those who have rotated in the zone. So crowded. Look at Lagoon here. It used to be Lazy Lagoon. They've changed the name now.
Uh-huh.
And
Less
it's
stress
if you
lagoon.
see,
Yep.
yeah, if you see the mini map on the bottom right, you can see there's like about 20 duos there, almost close to 20 duos. All the duos are just camping on the edges of the lagoon.
That's actually crazy. And I'm glad the people are realizing that kills doesn't really matter. It's all about placement. Compared to the first two games, I think the end game is going to be way more crazier in this one. And we can see Hyper and his teammate rotating towards the zone, but this duo just won't let them in. Hyper,
They're getting
unfortunately, getting
pinched.
lasered from the side.
Both the sides are getting pinched from Demon, the solo player, and from the other
Oh
side, they're
my
being
god.
pressured with the
What?
explosive goo gun.
Where
And here we
did,
have
how
set on
did that
some
guy die?
mystery.
Oh, he's the one who had the angle on him. It was Pyro.
Yes. And somehow
Yeah, I
still
have to say
surviving
Pyro.
Hyper and Indian Gamer
Mhm.
2003. I think that's Ethereum.
Oh
Oh
no.
no, he actually accidentally gooed the bunker that he was using.
Yep, this is like a modern version of RPGing yourself.
Yes. You see the Ranger shotgun, it's like sniper shotgun mix.
Hmm.
Really
I
excited to
actually
see how
wanted
he
to
plays.
ask you about the new shotgun as well. That's called the Prime shotgun. I was talking about it earlier, right? The shotgun with the different crosshair. What do you think about it?
I think it's one of the closest things we'll ever get to a pump shotgun. Of course, nothing compares to the pump. That for most of us, we can agree, even in the chat here, that pump shotgun was the best shotgun that Fortnite ever had. But this some sort of fills that gap, only sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Of course, it won't completely fill in for the pump shotgun, but I think it's a good shotgun. It's strong, powerful like the pump, slow
True.
as well.
And we can see Everyone just rotating, trying to find a way. Hyper and his duo
From the
using a
right screen,
car
you
to
can
get
see
into the zone.
the battle of the goo launchers. They're just throwing goos at each other's bunkers. You see that? It is
Yup, yup,
invested.
yup.
Yes, they shoot back. What a
It
fight!
almost looks like they're lasering the opponent,
Yeah,
right?
really intense fight, as you all can see. No sarcasm intended, of course.
Wait, are there three guys in one house? Did you see that?
Yes, on the inside the lagoon. Yeah, I saw that. Four people actually,
There's
just
still five
hiding.
people in one building.
Five. Karthik, I think, is the solo here. Maybe one of them is a solo. And now more people joining them in the same house. Seven people in the same place. And surprisingly, none of them have engaged yet into a fight.
Someone in that chat asked which place is uncontested. I don't think there is any place that is
All places
uncontested.
are contested. These players, this is
True.
another thing that you can tell. These players are so good that it just took them a game or two to adapt to the playstyle of other players, and they have found all of themselves have found a good landing spot. They've adapted to the situation, to the game.
Definitely. And here Hyper is not looking that good in terms of health or in terms of shield because he has none. There is two duos right in front of him. He uses the classic two wall strategy.
And he also has a repair torch to keep healing these walls.
Hmm. But I don't think that will help him for too long because he's still exposed from the side. And I don't think he knows that there are Falcon duo on his
On his
left
left,
side.
yes, that when they start rotating, they will spot Hyper. It's amazing how Hyper is still alive. Maybe if he can stay alive for a little longer, he can secure a few more placement points.
Maybe can. Oh, that laser! That much needed laser coming on to case S7, I believe his name is.
Meanwhile, the
Or
duos on top
KZ.
of the hill still exchanging the explosive goo launcher shots on each other, trying to explode their bunkers and their covers.
Yup, and on the other hand, we have Sahil just hiding behind, below or any
All
cover he
this
can find.
fight, he was there all this time without any of the duo
Yup.
knowing, just chilling there. Like, you guys fight, I will just chill. I'm a solo. Shizna's a shockwave
Hyper is
after the
still
hype.
alive. Look at that.
How is he still alive? This is
I
amazing.
have no idea.
Putting such great use to those shields, being so sneaky. He's also camouflaging. His cat looks the same color as the shields.
He flies up, and the Falcon duo is already out. Hyper can use that launch pad, but
No,
he decides to not go for it. That's actually a smart
he's down
decision because he
now.
wouldn't have made it in time.
True, he doesn't have the HP to take that launch pad. He'll just slowly walk inside the zone and pray that he doesn't.
Definitely.
Is he going? Is he going for the loot? He gets some splashes, but he's being spotted and he gets taken
Oh,
down by the same duo that he avoided at the start.
I
Another
have to
duo.
say, Hyper tried his best there. There's literally he could not have done anything in that situation except maybe go for the launch pad or the loot that was chopped down. But both of them would have gotten him killed. So he was stuck between a rock and a hard place, and he tried his best.
Yeah,
GG's,
he
props to
did
him.
what he could. No way out of there, absolutely. And as you can see, there's still 17 people alive. A total of 9 duos still alive, just exchanging shots. So many bunkers being spammed and people taking cover with anything they can at this point. A pillar, a stick, anything they can find, they're hiding behind it, just watching the players in third person's perspective.
Yup, and Harsh is also a solo here who has two jug cannons, by the way, which is very interesting. It's definitely going to help him a lot if he tries to stay in zone to get a better placement.
Shield bubbles
So
being
many
popped on
eliminations.
top of the hill.
Mhm.
I'm wondering, there's a duo here, Karthik and okay, they use the shockwave grenade, but Ritik doesn't make it to the top of the hill and he falls down. I really hope he has another shockwave grenade to go up the hill. Harsh is stuck here. I wonder how okay, he has a grappling hook to go up
Oh,
and a
that
launch
came
pad.
in clutch. I was actually going to say, how is he going to get out of here? And
BMT stuck down. Ritik just chilling on top.
oh
Fairness is
no,
also there. He constantly flying in the zone. This was such a complex endgame zone going up and
use the
down.
chug splash. Harsh is going to die here because he won't be able to use the chug splash in time. That is unfortunate. and you can see there is a guy down under the hill, and he won't be able to come up. So he's probably going to die in zone. He's trying his best to use the chuck cannons, chuck splashes. It is Ritik, of course, I'm talking about. And I think that will be it. A GG for him. Yep, nothing he can do. He will get
Amazing try
eliminated.
from
And
him.
the win
Goes
going
to the
towards
Goku and
War
duo.
X Nuts.
Yes.
Yep.
This was the most intense end game we have seen so far compared to the first two games. This zone was absolutely crazy. We have seen these duos rotate from all the way low ground to all the way top, and the duos who are just already chilling at the top, having the fun, the time of their life. I guess we'll be rolling on to some
I
ads now.
Yep, let's go for it.
There we
And
are.
here we just saw again how powerful NVIDIA Reflex really is. And boom, do you want to tell them why it's so powerful yet again? Because I see there are a couple of people who are new into in the chat. So yeah, let's tell them why it's so great.
Yeah, sure, but let's have a look at the leaderboards first. I'm
All
really
right, let's
curious
go
to.
for it.
Okay. So we have Ken and Ritik surprisingly coming up at the top. We didn't get to see them much before. And they, with a total of 10 kills, they are at 131 points. Followed by Goku, the winner of last game.
Hmm.
They're at 128 points now. Tropher and Ethereum dropping to third place with 116 points. You can go ahead.
Yep, and we have Virus and Rock and Rule with 13 eliminations and 114 points. And the fifth place, we have Harsh and Classic Hyper with 11 eliminations and 108 points. And that is the top five for you guys. And we can see Hyper, even though he got eliminated before, like we got into the final moments of the game, right? He's still in the top three because his previous placements in the first two games was so good, right? Because even though he had a third game not that good, I would still say it was decent, but not as good as the previous two. He's still at the top three, maintaining his position. War XLS, of course, like you said, is doing really good. They were able to win the previous game, and they are currently at 128 points. What I'm really surprised is Ritik and Ken being at number one. What do you have to say about that, Moon?
Yes, we didn't see them on the leaderboards much higher up in the leaderboards before, and surprisingly, with their consistent placement, they have reached the first position. I also want to point out Mohawk and KZ. They're on number 8. They have the highest kills here in the elimination chart. If you see, they have
Mm.
14 kills. Yet they're not in the top 7. They're like 8th position right now. So as you can see, this is really all about staying alive, and it's all about survival rather than going for kills. But shout out to them for having so many kills.
Yep, and it's going to be really interesting to see if they can actually keep up the performance and actually end up being in the top eight after the round. For the fourth game is over. So pretty interesting first three games, I have to say, and the last one, especially every time there's a zone coming towards the hill, right? We always get to
Yes.
see plays that are absolutely crazy, especially because Hirsch was down there, right? He had a grappling gun, he had two chuck cannons, he had a game plan. But then, out of nowhere, some player notices him from above, and this guy
And
is
above.
like, मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा, मैं जा रहा हूँ नीचे, मारूंगा
इसको
तो
मारे
मारूंगा बट उसको
मारूंगा तो
मार के
मारूंगा.
आऊंगा.
Yes, true. Like
Classic,
in the heat of the
classic
moment,
Fortnite
as in
mentality right
classic
there.
Fortnite. Yes. Anyways, to support Fortnite, I have a chug jug with me, some sort of a chug jug, but this is what I drink my water through. I call it the mini chug jug. If you guys remember what a chug jug was, it used this big and used to heal you back up to like full HP, your green HP and your blues, the shields, 200 HP.
Yep, and I kind of miss, some of the OG stuff that used to be in the game but aren't anymore. But we have talked about the past enough. Let's talk about the present and the new guns in the game. We have talked about shotguns, we have talked about Evo Chrome weapons, right? We have talked about the new shotgun, the snipers in the game, and the new item. But what we haven't talked about is the grappling hook. That much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk
Grappling
about
hook
that a
has
little
been an
bit.
old concept. You remember during the Batman patch that we had, then Tilted Towers was like somewhat of, and there was another. That's where it all started, I think. The grappling gun. You grapple onto something, then your wings open and you fly for a little while. Ever since that,
Yep,
Fortnite saw how huge of a success it was. They've had the mythic Spider-Man gloves, and people didn't want that to go away from the game, so they're trying to keep it in the game one way or another. Different names, of course. It's the grappling hook. 30 charges, I think it's way too many charges. If you use it judiciously, you can take it to the end game, and there's way too many charges for
yep.
you to use, and it's really good for rotations.
Yep, I think the best variation of this grappling thing is when we saw it being used when Spider-Man just came out, right? As the spider
Yes.
webs. I thought that was really, really interesting. And I like how they have made so many changes in rarity and uh, the number of uses it has. And I think maybe it is kind of overpowered even at this point. But we still saw Hirsch dying because he couldn't use it properly. But we are going to leave that aside and not talk about it again, right?
Kind of in a,
So
let's
yeah,
give it to him. He
definitely
was
great
kind of
item.
in a claustrophobic, tough spot. There was not much place for him to use it, but
True, true, true.
yes, it's all about positioning at the end of the day. Props to him for getting to the end game.
Definitely, and I do believe his strategy was actually pretty good. If he would have survived that fight, right, from the guy who jumped down, he could have actually ended up being top two or maybe even number one because of so many heals that he had, right?
Yes, true.
So yeah, unfortunate stuff there. Yep. But we are setting up the fourth game for you guys in the back. Till then, we are going to continue talking about the previous game. So, what was your favorite moment from the previous game?
From the previous game would be the very last zone. Okay, it would be the explosive goo fight at the top of the hill of the lagoon. There were two duos with their own bunkers, and they're just shooting. They're not shooting bullets. They have guns. They don't want to. That's too basic. That's too lame. We're just going to use the explosive goo at each other, and they're just trying to shoot, and they're
Yep.
both missing constantly, like depleting more than half their charges and falling on the back. And then there's just one guy, one solo, who's watching all that action hiding behind, who just rotates at the very end. So I think it was really fun to
Yep.
watch.
That was absolutely pretty crazy. It was like two people, having holy ki pichkari and spraying with each
That's
other,
what it looked
but
like.
no one is able to hit the target. They both still
Yeah.
trying, and there's fourth guy sitting on top of the balcony and like, अच्छा ये हो रहा है यहाँ पे,
Balam
मैं नहीं जा
Pichkari
रहा है इसके
failing.
बीच में.
Yes.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Yeah, it was actually crazy. I have to say my favorite thing entire the during the entire game was actually I'll go with the Hush thing. Yeah, I've talked about it already so much. The entire Hush situation right there, the best. Also, we'll have to talk about the plays made by Hypertropher and his duo. Right, I've already talked about it when the game was going on. He was stuck in a very bad position, yet he tried his best. Right, if I'm not wrong, Hypertropher is IGL, right?
I guess so, but I want to say he made the most out of his situation that he could. I think he secured a few placement points for his duo just by using
Hmm.
those two shields and just hiding just at the perfect angle so that he's not seen from anywhere. I think that was the best he could have done in that situation, and I'm glad he made the most out of it. Still keeping them in the top three and confirming their qualification to the next round that we have tomorrow.
Definitely. And yeah, so The fourth game is going to start very very soon, and there's going to be second round tomorrow, right? Day two of the tournament. So please make sure to tune in tomorrow as well. It is a 4 day long event, and every day is going to just keep getting
Getting
better
more
because
intense. Yes.
eventually we are going to play with a lot of streamers and content creators, and it's going to be really really crazy to watch people who have not played Fortnite that much, creators, and playing this game. So it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, so today we have top 30 duos qualifying out of the 50 duos, and tomorrow it will be so exciting because we have so many great, big, famous influencers and content creators that will be joining the tournament as well, and it will be so fun to watch these guys and their reactions, how they respond to the situation. It's always a gem of a thing to see. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. So guys, I do want you guys to be stay tuned for the whole 4 days because every single day it just gets more exciting, more intense, more fun with more of these influencers joining us with the iCafe Attack tournament sponsored here by NVIDIA featuring Fortnite.
Yep, and I would also advise you guys to like the stream if you haven't already. If you're enjoying the stream, it only takes a second and it's free of cost. Just drop that like
Yes, it
button,
will
subscribe to the
uplift our
channel.
spirits as well. Yes, and
Yeah,
of
and I
course, do
would also give you
subscribe to
these
the
hearts.
NVIDIA GeForce India's official YouTube channel here. Show some
Yep.
support. They bring us the best of the GPUs and all these services within the game. So, of course, I think that's the minimum we owe it to them. Right, Sanju?
Definitely. And before the fourth and the final game starts, I do have to ask you something, Boom. What's
Yes.
with the Happy Face bottles in the background? I can see two of them.
Oh my, you
Are you a
noticed
fan?
that? No, that's. I actually don't drink those, and it's for my relatives
Oh,
and people who come. Sometimes, it can
got
also be
it.
liquor in the fizz bottles. Just kidding. It's
Uh-huh.
it's to deceive people.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
happy fizz. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's just happy fizz, but it's really not. Okay, guys. Jokes apart,
Right.
of course, it's happy fizz. There is nothing of that sort in that. And
Of course,
yeah,
of course. Yeah, we are good people here. Sao bache.
yes.
We don't do that stuff.
I
And
like the
yeah,
lighting in your room. It's really good, giving the gaming vibes.
thank you.
Yeah, for me, of course, I don't have that essence because really, don't have that much time to be gaming as I was before. So my room doesn't look that gamey, but yeah, really like the
Yeah,
look of
these
your room.
lights, I installed them back when I used to, stream in, I think 2019 or 20 maybe, right?
Same.
And ये तब की पड़ी हुई हैं, and I just use them whenever I do an event or
And
something.
I never used webcam on my stream, so I never had to like get my room like set up for that. So I never had. My room has always been classic vanilla like this.
Yeah, the infamous boom streams with no face cams that everyone used to join in. I still remember, okay, the days back in those days. There were only a couple of streamers that I used to watch on regular, and they all used to play Fortnite. I was that big of a fan of Fortnite. Okay, it was Cigar, you, XLR, and if you remember, there was also a guy called his name started with M. I can't remember his full name. Shit. But yeah, there was that guy as well, and they all used to play customs and stuff like that. It was just the best. What a great time I had playing those customs with everyone right there,
Even
right?
looking at the
And
official chat right now on the channel on the live stream, I can see so many names, and they're all so familiar and recognizable. I know all of these. They used to be on my stream, so it's really nice to see these names again and still being so supportive of the Indian Fortnite community here. So yeah,
yep,
shout out to
and
all
make
of you
sure
watching the
to
stream right now.
make sure to keep supporting us like this and like the stream. It's very important. It would help us a lot. Thank you. So moving on to the fourth game. Boom.
Yes, moving on to the fourth game, we have a duo here landing on top of the Rafe Cave, just following up their basic loot, already having decent loot to start with, and full shields, of course, of all the slurp barrels here. I still wonder if they have the ballers here present or not, but they're not as good as they used to be, so not being used by much players.
Also, it's really interesting to see how much this place has changed. So many graffitis and stuff, and we just saw a guy
Ethereum just
getting
lays their
eliminated.
aim. I know
Yeah.
Ethereum plays on controller and he's a really good aim, so he just completely out aims the player and takes him down very easily without taking much damage himself.
Hmm.
Burgess gets
Wow,
taken
there's a
down at the
lot of
start.
eliminations coming in at the beginning of the game. Two guys are already down, as we can see,
Yes.
and it might be actually more because we can't spectate
Yeah,
everyone at
it's
once.
a
We
common
have.
phenomenon, I think, with Fortnite. Like the duos that
Mhm.
are left far behind, they think there is no way for them to recover the points that they lost. So they think the only thing they can do is get lots of kills and they can catch up to the points that they lost in the first few games. So we do see a lot of aggression in the final games usually in Fortnite.
True, that's actually a really great point that you have brought up. And it used to be, able to work back in the day when the elimination points were really, really high. But in this one, it doesn't matter if even if you kill the entire lobby, right? And if you are at the bottom of the leaderboard with 10 points, even if you get 100 points with eliminations, you still can't be number one because I believe the guy at the number one currently have like what 180 points,
Once,
160 or
yes,
something
yeah,
like that,
once
right?
it close to that, yeah, really hard one. And here we see the OP gun and being in use again, just destroying the whole cover of Phantom and Duo. Instead of
Yeah, and Phantom is already down.
Dino just
Dino
ran
trying his
away,
best.
leaving his duo behind. He has no other option. And here we have a duo just swimming,
Wait, what's happening here? Are they following? They're following that guy. They're trying to kill him.
following him. Poor guy is getting chased down,
Oh
and that guy
my
has no other
god.
option. So he's just leading them into the storm, making the game as bad possible for the Falcon and duo here. Poor guy in
Wow.
orange,
Just wow.
light
What am I
speed.
witnessing here? This is
What is
this is
going
brutal,
on?
man. This is
No
bullying.
way.
This is
This is bullying at this point. Leave the guy
yeah,
alone,
true.
guys. You can take this, make this time to loot up, get some more kill. I mean, get some more loot. Go inside the zone, get better
Yeah,
positioning. This will only
and
get you
Lightspeed
one
does not
point.
care. He's like zone में जाके मरूंगा
आ
तुमको
जाओ
कुछ
मेरे
नहीं दूंगा.
हाँ हाँ.
He doesn't
Doesn't
even
even
have
have
anything.
anything
He
to
only
give.
has.
He's just wasting their time. That's the best he can do right
Oh
now.
my god, dude. Absolutely crazy, yaar.
Wow.
These are the moments you live for.
This is what
You
Fortnite is all
spectate these
about.
games. True,
Yes,
true,
it's
true.
it's an emotion. He's fishing. Maybe he
Is
got a
he?
gun. He got a gun to fight back now. And
Yeah,
it's a
much help
shotgun.
that is going to be. And a trash can, of course. I swear to God, this fishing will never give you the things you need.
It won't give him a fish, of course, because it's not a fishing spot.
No, but
At
you can
least
still
he
get
has a
fish
gun
fry,
up.
right?
Yes, maybe. I think there's a very rare chance for that. I doubt that.
Ah,
But yeah, this is
got
the
it.
spot. The fishing spot only yields you a fish.
And there goes his teammate Lightspeed, who was in zone, has died because he wasn't able to get anything while fishing. He does have a shotgun, but that is just no good, right? His teammate
This is
on the
very
other side is
saddening
doing
to
pretty
see.
good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Looking at light speed, just waiting for his death slowly, way outside in the zone, just accepting his defeat and slowly dying to the storm.
it's actually kind of
Yes, we're having a
poetic,
nice. Are we
dying.
going to watch him completely die here? No,
Yes,
we
we
didn't
are.
get
Oh
to.
my god.
Feels bad
Why?
for him. Poor guy.
Yeah, that is a big F. Can we get
Godspeed.
some
Good
RIPs
luck
in
to
the
us.
chat for him, yeah?
Yes, can we have some RIP for Vasif and Lightspeed?
Dino hiding
Dino.
in a bush. His
His
teammate
duo
is
was taken
already
down at the
down.
start. Yes, he flew away, saving his own
Hmm.
life.
Which is actually a smart move. It is not a good decision to defend your teammate, especially when he's already down, because how are you going to defend him? You can't pick him up and run away
And it's you
or
can't
build a
build, so
cover
you
for
can't
him.
outplay with the builds. You can't take a 1v2 because two people will definitely
True.
aim you down better. You can't out aim two people at
Definitely.
once. So it's best to go for the placement point, stay alive, and make the most out of your situation. Work with what you have now.
110%. And a lot of porta bunkers being used here, we can see in all four games. Did he use a porta bunker on top of a porta bunker? Will that actually
That
help him? It
and he
does!
actually gets the kill. No way! Really good outplay by Ethereum here. India Gamer 2003.
Wow.
So someone
Yeah,
born in
Ethereum
2003.
did really
How
good there.
old would he be right now? 19
I'm
years.
sorry?
Someone born in 2003 would be 19 years old, right?
2003. I
I guess
not.
so.
I believe so. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick math has never been my specialty. So I'll leave
Okay.
that to chat, guys. And you tell us if that will be 19 or
How
not.
old is someone with the username 2003 in their name?
Yeah, a quick quiz for you guys.
Yes.
And whoever answers right gets a shout out from Boom.
Yes. And what's 9 plus 10? Would need the answer to that as well.
Can I answer that? Will I get a shout out? I
I
know
don't
that
think so.
one.
Of course, I think most of us, many of us in the chat know the answer. It's not right. It's not technically the right answer, but it is still the right answer. There's only one right
Yep,
answer to it.
yep. 19, you are wrong, Tanmay.
9 plus. I think he's answering to the first question. Someone born in
Oh,
2003 would be 19 years old, but 9 plus 10 wouldn't be
ah,
19.
true.
Yes. They
Anyways,
have
coming
a
back to the
situation
game
ahead.
here, we have Demon on top of a balloon, and there is that three teams below him, or is it just a duo?
This is a duo
Because
below
his
him.
teammate is already out.
Yeah, his teammate is there, and there's a duo below him. His teammate is out. Okay, so there's
Ah,
3 players below him then.
yep. So three different teams just hanging right there. Two duo and KFC is trying to make use.
Yes, he had
Will try
chicken
to make
nugget.
use of the situation, trying to get some
Yeah,
damage in, but unfortunately he wouldn't be able to hit any shots. He's trying to follow the guys, but will that be actually useful or will it be in vain? We'll have to see. He's trying to follow Demon so hard. I don't think he's gonna let Demon go.
Demon is
Especially
being
looking at the loot by
absolutely chased
KFC.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Demon doesn't, but Demon has a hook, a grappling hook to escape. But he gets shot
But
down
that
right
won't be of any
away.
use.
Much aggression from KFC and Chicken Nugget here, grabbing an extra
Yep.
point for themselves with a total of 3 kills now and decent loadout. You see that ammo on his hammer assault rifle, almost max ammo, so he can spam to his wish, to his will, as much as he wants.
Wait, what is this guy? Is he flying?
He is standing on a very
My guy's
small,
just hand. Yeah, my guy's just hanging in the air with no
really
support.
sneaky, smart position from him. Here's the high ground. He sees everything.
Although he's very exposed, if I'm not wrong,
Just
so he
sitting on
will
the
be able to.
staircase. Is the thing is who's
Yep.
going to look up in the air at that particular spot? If he does, then yeah, he's a free headshot. I'm glad that Fortnite for now has removed those one headshot snipers, one headshot kill snipers. You could be running and jumping, and the next thing you know is you're knocked on the ground or eliminated out of nowhere.
I mean, those snipers were still okay in front of the heavy sniper that used to be able to build the walls of a
Break the walls
box
in one
in
hit,
just one shot.
yes. And the double heavy sniper meta, you shoot the gun together and you get the kill behind the on the person hiding behind the wall. So
That
yeah,
was
Fortnite
absolutely
has
crazy.
been changing their game, optimizing it, making it better competitively in a way, removing the broken guns or guns they feel don't
Hmm.
belong in the game.
Definitely. We have Saikun on very low HP. It seems like there was a fight
They
which
are
is still
spotted though.
taking place.
Yes, they are taking some pressure from two. As you can see, they're surrounded by 5 duos actually. They're like at the right center. If you do look at the minimap,
Hmm. Yep, they'll have to play very strategically here because one wrong move and it will be the end of them. Look at the map, look at how crowded it is. I definitely did not expect so many players to be alive in the fourth game, especially because I thought they would be all trying, like you said, to go for those kills, being aggressive, right?
yes.
But
You
I don't
get to
think.
see Akash and Gulambi Lover after a long time. They're still alive, still hanging into the game and making the rotation with their brand new chrome car, chrome painted.
Also, what is
Just
surprising to see is this time they're not being as aggressive as they were in the previous three games. They have zero
yes.
kills both, and but they do have a golden DMR, so that is going to be
They
very
have a good
valuable.
point lead. They understand that. They know like if they die at the start of the game, it's going to cost them a lot. They know they have a good lead. They don't need the kills. They just have to stay alive and they're securing themselves a qualification for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's definitely the smart move. And I think they did notice that duo hiding in the bush, right?
Yeah, they missed that. They're just looking for a few shots here at Tilted. I think they'll be camping near Tilted. I really don't understand why they did stop at the particular spot. They could keep going inside the
Hmm.
next zone there.
I thought
React
they
to
stopped
reality
because
too.
they saw the guy, the team in the bush, but maybe not. And here we have being some shots being traded, and
Mad Game 2 gets
Shinobi is
taken
already
now.
down.
Pyro and FRZ with such crisp aim, immediately eliminating his duo, and the tree, the
What
cover's
a
gone, and
shot by Mad Game Tricks!
he does
Damn.
knock out the duo before going down himself with the sniper. Amazing. Sahil just chilling in the building it tilted. See fake
Look at the
taxi down
healings
there.
he got.
Yeah. Yes,
12
12
chug
splash.
splashes.
And there
That's
you go.
actually
You see
crazy.
the OP gun destroying the whole cover, the most crucial thing
hmm
in the Nobel. You can't have your own cover and then destroy the pre existing covers with a gun like that,
True.
with a weapon
And
like that.
wow, that was really confusing because that guy was taking damage and I saw no opponent. I don't know what just really happened there. But what's even more interesting, Sahil carrying no shotgun,
And he has a
AR,
new
and
rifle. I just saw it go from green to blue. He did some damage. And that's the
ah,
new rifle that upgrades its
yep, the
rarity the more you
Everchrome.
damage. Everchrome, yes.
Yeah, what's really interesting is no, he's not using any shotgun, which is either he's a controller player or he's just really, really good
I'm
at aim maps.
absolutely sure the way he's looking around, he's a controller player, and that rapid SMG is more dangerous than a shotgun in the hands of a controller player with good aim. You can absolutely laser
That is very
someone
true.
down.
The grappler being used by Otterbus, but will it be enough for him to get away from the situation? It
And
won't be.
Silent
One
just
silent just
takes him
comes in.
down.
What a crazy play by him. I love the confidence that Silent has because he knows he's on the top, right?
And this is not the
And
first time we
even
have
if he
seen him
plays,
push like that.
true,
He's
that is
really
very true as
aggressive,
well.
pushes right into the face of the enemies and freeze. Cream gets taken down here. Taxbot trying to hold ground. He has a shield bubble he can use to secure his teammate's life here and then revive
That's
him. There we
exactly what
go.
he's going to do. But does he have enough time?
Oh, so
Oh, I
both the
think they both
duos
need
are.
to revive their teammate.
Yes, go ahead. This is a mutual
Just
agreement.
revive your own teammates, guys.
This is a
Come on.
mutual agreement, I think. Ritik is not going to.
Yep. But
No way, Ritik just did
Ritik.
that. He just used the explosive to launch it through the
Imagine if
shield,
he still loses.
and
He
he still
still
loses.
loses after using the most overpowered gun in this game. What was that, Ritik? Come on. Interesting plays coming in by
But Cream
all
gets
sides here,
finished.
you know.
Cream gets completely killed there from that move. I don't
hmm
think Taxbot will be able to revive him. Let's see what he goes for here. Reboot him.
Yeah, definitely by no means.
Oh, Hyper gets
Even
pushed
rebooting
and gets
will
taken
be hard
down.
here.
Silent again with the W key. Like Silent is so confident with his aim, his gameplay, his aggression. He just goes, jumps into the face of people and absolutely. But his aggression costing him his life here.
Do you know
He
what we
draws
just did?
he draws too
We were
much
talking
attraction.
so much about him. I think we actually what do you call it? हमने अच्छा बोल के I forgot. I keep forgetting the words today. What's wrong with me today? All right, I'm just going to skip over that talk because I can't remember the word. But Sahil doing pretty good job lasering the people, holding his own right here, and still no shotgun in his hand. Oh yeah, curse. Yes, curse. Thank God I remember the word. I think you just cursed him by talking too much about him.
Yeah. Noisy gets a double here. One throws down a shield bubble to loot up the all the stuff on the ground. And here we see there's some players who are W king, there's some players who are hiding in other people's fields, like other people's bunkers. And we see all sorts of players here. There's some just hiding all throughout, rotating late into the game, some going for the early zone advantage, some just sneaking, some just crawling, and some just using vehicles under a mushroom as such. It's really fun to see all these people being so creative to find cover.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting. The mushroom is new. I've never noticed a mushroom that big before.
There's new addition to the game. There's even bigger mushrooms in the game now.
Yeah, jinxing, that's the another word. Yeah, raindrop. Thank you so much for that, yeah.
Jinxing them. They're
And
saying these players are so good, we spectate them and then they are dead. So let's not call any player good. Or I don't want to jinx or make it unfair for anyone.
Yep. Believe it or not, cast your curse actually works. I have seen it so many times. I would be casting a game saying, "Oh, that guy is doing so good," and the moment I say that, dead.
But always. They have a duo goo explosive goo launcher here, but one of the teammates gets um, sniped down, a headshot snipe.
Hmm.
Levi on 70 ping,
Uh,
just shock waving away, making himself cover in the river. And he's getting pushed
yep.
by Axif, who, because of the flow of the river, gets pushed in the zone.
Oh my
What
God, that
is
was
going
really
on
unfortunate.
at this river
I
right now?
I think Levy is stuck.
He got out. Mukesh just swimming in the river, chilling. Noob
Oh,
Chagopi
this is
by
absolutely
Noisy.
crazy. We saw so many teams alive right before this zone closed, and now look, like I think we are at half of the
Yeah.
teams that were
16
alive
people alive, just
earlier.
9 doors. Yeah. People going really aggressive. Akash and Gulambi still doing so well. I think they got themselves a few kills. And this seems to be like a good game for Noisy and Nook Chapobi. We didn't get to see them much in the previous games. They didn't really make it to the end games, but this time they are having a great game for themselves.
Yep, and this could be the game that will make the entire difference. It's if they play it good enough, they might be able to qualify for tomorrow. So we'll have to see who ends up being in the top 30 duos, or is it top 30 players?
It's top 30 duos.
Top 30 duos.
There's
Got
a
it.
total of 50 duos making consisting of the 100 players, and top 30 would be qualifying
Mhm.
for tomorrow.
Got it. Sid on Sambar is doing really good in terms of shields, rotations, and on the weapon. So I would definitely like to see what he does in the end game.
Are these like double bunkers
UKRN.
stacked up here, using it for cover? And they also have
Mhm.
two drops around them,
Also,
which
look
they
at the
can't
amount
do.
of kills they both have. They have 6 kills combined. That's actually a lot. They have been definitely playing very aggressive in this round.
Yes.
Gulabi lovers.
That was a
Meanwhile,
really good aiming. I think it does explode on Sambar there. Sit on Sambar. Goku on the left
yeah, but they
side.
were in the shield, right? I don't think it
Yeah.
would have hit him. It would have just
Mhm.
impacted the shield, maybe. Using
Shock.
shockwaves and
They shock was throwing explosive on them. Very cool
wow,
move by this duo, and they get taken down. What a play we have seen here.
wow, that's actually very smart. Good play by Noisy
Unexpected
and his
aggression.
teammate. And we have another unique play coming in by these two
Duo and
who
the
are
shield
using the
bubble
shield bubble
clashing into another
on
shield
a car.
bubble, and I think there will be another exchange of shots here, close range battle, and one of the duo will go down here definitely. And Goku and Nuts take down the duo, and now it's just 3 people alive, 5 people alive. One guy, one solo hiding on top of the tree, and two duos right across on the opposite sides of the bridge.
Yep, how it's a 2v2, I believe, right now, and both of the teammates are split up. Fight going on very
Goku takes down
intensely. And
Sid.
yep, and what's crazy is they both went into the zoom and they didn't even know about it, I think.
It's a 2v1
Aryan is
now.
the only one
Goku and
alive from
Nuts
his team.
versus Aryan, yes. Let's see how he plays this. If he can get some height on the bridge, he did try, but he does fall down and he's getting sprayed, and he gets taken down. Goku was knocked down there by Aryan, but their Nuts backs him up immediately, getting the finish, and he comes back to life. And what a
Yep, that
fourth
was a
game!
truly, that was actually really something else. Well played by all the teams right there, and we have Rehan spamming Goku OP. Well played, yeah. All the duos that participated today, well played. GGs, and we'll have to see who are the lucky ones who will end up being in top 30.
Yes,
So
what
yeah,
as
leaderboards
expected.
should be updated very soon. But meanwhile, let's watch ads.
Let's watch that first.
All right, that was NVIDIA Reflex. I have told you guys about this three times already, but I'll say once again, it is one of the best things out there to increase your performance, to increase your latency, to make you better at whatever game you play. Because what it does essentially is it enhances the communication between your GPU and CPU, making it really, really fast, which
Yeah,
will lower your latency and make your game perform extremely smooth like a butter. So, again, huge thanks to NVIDIA for sponsoring this event, for making this
iCafe
all
attack.
happen.
Yeah, literally living up to its name, like, and literally improving your reflexes in the game.
True. Very true. And let's talk about the previous game. That was actually very crazy. I'm pretty sure we are going to have the leaderboards with us very soon. But last game,
Oh,
and
there
there
it
we have it.
is. Wow, Goku and
Goku.
Wei taking the first place. Just they have the lowest kills on the elimination board,
Mhm.
but surprisingly a very high lead in points. With 186 points, they're the first with very consistent placement throughout all the four games. And we on second we have a volcanic Sid and Aryan. We saw them in the last game. It was quite an adventurous game for them, ending out with 13 kills, which is very decent, and 145 points. Ken and Ritik taking the third place, Virus and Rock and Roll being consistently out there in the leaderboards at the fourth spot. Nice to see Harsh and Classic Hyper with 12 kills and 124 points. Hypertropher and Ethereum dropping down to sixth place with 13
Hmm.
eliminations and 123 points. Rehan and Akarsh, we have seen them do so well. 19 kills, so high kills for them. Yet they're on 115 points only, securing seventh place on the leaderboards for themselves. And these two are new names. I don't think I've seen them on the leaderboards in the first three games. Jason and Phoenix
Yep.
with 13 kills and 109 points.
Yep. So we were talking about how aggressive Akarsh was playing in the earlier games, right? And we saw that aggression carried in the third and the fourth game as well. And you can see the reaction. You can see the end result. They are on 19 kills due to that. But if only kills gave you more elimination points, in this tournament, they could have maybe placed higher, but it didn't. It's all placement based, and that's why they weren't able to place higher. But talking about Goku and Fear LX XLS, right? I think they did a fabulous job. If I'm not wrong,
Mhm.
they won two games, right? Out of
Yes,
the
they
four,
did. I'm sure
they
they
did.
won one game, but I'm not sure if they won two games.
The last one they won just
Yes,
now, right? And they won one earlier as well,
I think so.
in
Maybe
which
not sure.
Ware was the only one alive,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
right? So yeah, that's why they are so high up on the leaderboards. There's a 40-point difference. That's huge. That's
186
actually
then going
crazy.
back to first position 186, rest 140 and below. So yeah, it's a battle royale. It literally means you have to survive. It's a game of survival. So survive. You don't have to do that much killing and shooting, guys. We're not encouraging that much violence here in this tournament. So yes, go ahead, just survive, and you'll see yourselves placing well and have a chance at winning that 1,50,000 rupees.
All right, we actually have KFC in the chat. I have to give credit where credit is due. Your and your duo's name, perfect.
Yeah. So we request you
KFC with
guys,
chicken.
like, we have this tournament goal is a 4 day event, 17th to 20th. We'll be having live streams on this channel every day. We'll have a live stream tomorrow. We'll be having some influencers joining us. It will be more fun. It will be intense. It's going to get more crazy, and it'll be more. It'll just keep getting more fun. So you guys do tune in tomorrow, and we would love to see you guys tomorrow as well for the second round of the iCafe Attack tournament here, sponsored by NVIDIA, featuring Fortnite.
Definitely. And with that being said, I think boom, it is time to say goodbyes and head out. What a crazy first day it was. What
Yes.
beautiful four games that we got to witness, cast, and beautiful performance by each of the
Yeah.
players. The end games were so unique and diverse because of the no build. Players had to improvise, and it's all just ridiculously too good,
Before we
right?
go, I would
Boom.
like to give a shout out to NVIDIA for making this tournament possible. As an Fortnite enthusiast, I really appreciate this. I love this game. It is a core memory and will be my one of the top games for me for the very longest time. Shout out to all the players who participated, the audience who are watching us right now. Amazing chat we have, and shout out to you, Sanshu, for being this amazing co-caster and helping me along this journey of casting this tournament.
I mean, shout out to you as well, yeah, because not only for being such an good caster, but also for what you have done for the community from the beginning. So you shout out to Boom as well. Great casting video, buddy. It was actually awesome, and I believe the day two is going to be way better. So I'm really excited. And with that being said, we are going to meet you guys tomorrow,
Yes.
right? Is there anything else left, Boom? Should we say
I don't think
goodbyes?
so. Yes, good evening, guys. Have a nice evening ahead. Take care, everyone. And thank you for tuning it to iCafe Attack Tournament sponsored by NVIDIA and featuring Fortnite.